So tonight, Plato is going to be competing in League of Legends Clash client. It's called the Shurima Cup. It is a tournament in the league client itself. Best of 3 through 8 teams. One team gets crowned the winner.
Yes, I would say we are looking forward to this. We did it several weeks ago, and the students really, really enjoyed it. So we are super excited to be able to try this out again and see. Now that we have one of these kind of under our belts and they understand what's going on a little bit better, um, I would say they are looking forward to just really diving in and getting going with this.
Yeah, we did fairly well last time we competed. We actually wound up in 5th place. We lost our first game, which meant that the best we could do was 5th place. But we won the next 2 games actually very handily, and so finished 5th place. Their goal tonight is win the first game so they can automatically finish higher than that. But I think they were shooting for at least a 2nd place finish. Hello, Mr. Reinhardt.
Oh, good. I was hoping that you guys knew.
We did start a little bit early. We wanted to make sure that our audio was a little bit better than it was last time. We did get some new mics and things like that, so hopefully, or better mics this time. So hopefully everything is good.
Yeah, unfortunately, it sounds like I'm coming through a little bit quiet, so we're going to see if we
Okay.
can make some adjustments on that and get me coming through a little bit louder. So hopefully, we'll get that taken care of.
So hopefully that helps.
There we go. So we'll have to see. But yeah, we're glad to have you guys there in chat. Oh, yep,
Yep.
that's what we're working on.
So yeah,
I'm trying to continue talking so that we can tell if we've got anything fixed or not.
yeah. If it's not fixed, continue to let us know. I think last time we thought we had it fixed, and then we went back and watched it, and it wasn't. So,
It's a lot better.
okay,
Okay,
good.
we're getting a thumbs up that it's at least going better now. So
And I
awesome, good. There
it's
you go.
getting better.
Jeff's pulling
So
me up a little bit more.
and when we go into the game, the league client may be a little loud. So if that's too loud, let us know. But
Yeah, we should be able to adjust that too. So, all right. So we're supposed to keep going up. Now, are you turning you up
no,
too?
this
Okay.
is me.
Okay. I'm trying to learn how to do all of this too, so that way we had a panic moment thinking that Jeff may have to play and that I would have to cast by myself. So we were kind of hoping that it wasn't going to be that way, and I'm very excited that you guys still have Jeff
Oh,
here to
good.
lead this, and that I'm here just for the color commentary. I'm getting better, guys, but I still don't know nearly as much as they do.
Yeah, and we did start a little bit early just so that we would make sure that everything was queued up and ready. They should actually be locking in right now, and then it will assign them a tournament. And I don't know why you can't share that.
Sorry, I'm pointing out that he made a post on Facebook, but I can't share it. He has it set to a privacy setting that doesn't let me share it. I could type it out myself, but I'm going to be lazy and make him go change the privacy setting on it.
So yeah, once they lock in, then it's gonna take 8 other teams in the same tier as them, and they'll all lock in at kind of similar times. They'll put them in a group, and then it will assign that first match. And then once that is done, they get their first opponent. They have, I think it's 5 minutes to scout the opposing team. So that's kind of where we're waiting on right now. Just a little bit of recap of kind of the season. We did compete in MOSEF, which is the Missouri Scholastic Esports Federation. Riot does not allow us to do an actual season, so we competed in several different invitationals. And over the course of those invitationals, to be honest, we're still a young team, so there was some struggling there. But we finished as high as third in one of the invitationals. And then last 2 weeks ago was actually our first clash, and again finished fifth with a record of 2-1 there. So working on improving that. We talked about it last time when we did our clash. The goal was really just to get an experience on what clash was, and so now our students are kind of aware of how everything works. And so hoping to do a little bit better. I think we did really well last time, so I think it'll be
Yeah.
hard to do better. But um, if we went 3-0, that would give us first place. Or even if we win our first match, that would give us a better standing as well. So
Yeah, I was really excited. After last time, we were really excited to see how they were doing with handling everything and making all of the really quick decisions that you have to make when it comes to this. So you can kind of hear them in the background. They're yelling, "We win this!" They're super excited to get going too, I think.
So yeah, actually, they are scouting right now. One of the things that's exciting about this is normally during the season, we can, yeah, normally during the season we kind of broadcast the games, and I get to be there for the scouting aspect because of how just fast this goes. There's really not a chance for me to jump from the scouting phase over to here. As a matter of fact, when they finish their next game, they'll get their next opponent right away. And so again,
Yeah, and because we have the 3-minute delay with the casting, there's literally not enough time for Jeff to get over and help them. They only have what, 7 minutes to
five.
scout?
I think it's
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So by the time we're done, we can basically just run over there and tell them to play good.
Yeah, and so it's like I mean the players really are doing everything. We've got strong shot callers. We have three veteran players in Lego Master, Eyes, and Soul. And Eyes is our primary shot caller, and Lego Master the secondary. So they do a lot of that scouting and decision making, with Soul helping out. And then once they get in game, they which we don't get to coach in game anyway, but they know what they're doing and do a
And it's
fantastic job.
one of the things that they do really well is that they get to sorry.
Yeah, definitely
No,
no donut runs.
um, but yeah, so they definitely really work hard during the season, or whatever you want to call it, to know various comps. So that way, when they get to this point, they can just automatically figure out what they're doing. They already know which champions to use in which situation. Uh, Typically, it scares Jeff because they sometimes like to throw in champions that they haven't played in months, if not practically ever. But it gets really exciting, and so far they've proven that they can handle it.
Yeah, it was official on stream last time. David, our eyes locked in Aurelia. And I was like, oh no, if he wins this matchup, he can lock in whoever he wants whenever. And he won that matchup, so he has permission to lock in whoever he wants whenever. I think he was hoping for some more fun comfort picks tonight. I know that I heard shouts of Silas and Zed in the car on the way over here. Yeah, she's been. If anybody doesn't know, Gwen just came out this couple weeks ago, and top laner, AP Bruiser, really strong AP Bruiser, and so she's been playing a lot of that. I've actually I main top laner, so I've been playing a lot of that as well. She's definitely doing better than I am.
Yeah, I actually get to hear Jeff complain a whole lot about. Sorry.
Sorry, I had myself muted there. Yeah, I actually get to hear Jeff complain a whole lot about playing Gwen, and I don't hear that complaining out of Kellyanne. So I think she might be enjoying the champion a little bit more than Jeff is.
Yeah, I know she was really looking forward to her and just the style, and then when she came out, actually getting to play her and everything. Yeah, I've definitely struggled picking her up, and Kellyanne has definitely picked her up a lot faster. I haven't won lane a single time with Gwen. Sometimes I do better late game, but she's won lane a couple times, and I think that'll be one that probably not this week, but maybe next time we compete. That may be a top pick that comes out, and it's really nice because we talked about in the invitational season, we tend to play a lot weaker top sides. Yes, yeah, I don't quite skip or as whimsical as Gwen is,
I think he needs pigtails too, or something like that. Brightly colored hair. We'll have to work on that one.
but yeah, so we play a lot of weak side. It would actually give her a carry top laner, which would be really awesome, and give us a lot more versatility in how we play. Uh, we are in the scouting phase. I'm going to switch us actually over to where you can see my screen real fast.
Yeah, by the way, there's a little bit of discussion going on in the chat. So, for those of you who aren't familiar with Gwen as a champion, she used to be a doll and became, is it human? I don't
Alive.
know. Yeah, alive. There we go. And so I would say she actually uses like needles and a pair of scissors and things like that as her weapons. So it's actually a cute little backstory. If you're not familiar, all of the champions in uh, League of Legends have backstories, and most of them have like very elaborate backstories that you can go and watch on YouTube and things like that. So feel free to check those out sometime.
Yeah, one of the things that's interesting this year is the first champion to come out this year, or new champion to come out, was a jungler by the name of Viego. He's pretty big in the lore because he's the Ruined King, which is an item called Blade of the Ruined King.
He's not very big in the game though because he's very broken and is frequently
I,
banned.
I think he's actually banned right now too. I don't think I think he's still broken. So I think he's banned for competitive play. Um, Real fast, they are in champ select, so we should be going into match before too long. But all the champions that come out this year are going to be tied to Viego in some way, and so Viego has a wife whose name is Isolde, and we have not met her yet. But Gwen is actually Isolde's childhood doll, so that ties back into Viego. And so this is the first time Riot has ever actually kind of connected all of these champions in one year all together. So it'll be interesting to see that story play out, and hopefully we'll get some more cool champions with interesting stories and interesting abilities like Gwen is.
Yeah, exactly. I always like to just learn about the different champions, and it really helps me to figure out their abilities as well, because those abilities always fit in with the backstories that they have.
Yeah. So by the way, everybody can also you can see a little bit the Clash Hub here. So this is Shurima Cup Day 3. Day 1 and 2 were Saturday and Sunday 2 weeks ago, and we competed in Day 1. You do have to have a Clash ticket, which you can earn those in game, and you see that under the flag there. I have 0 Clash points, but the players did really well last time, so I think they have like 200 or 250 Clash points. Um,
And you can use those just to get things for in the game. They're really just fun little rewards to show everybody that you've participated in Clash.
I was looking at the schedule real fast. It does look like we've got another Clash coming up real fast. If you follow Professional League, MSI, or the Midseason Invitational will start next week, so it looks like they're going to do a Clash along with that. We'll have to see if we can compete in that or want to compete in that. Sometimes the players want a break.
And sometimes we just have a lot of things going on. It is the end of the year, and so finishing up schoolwork is more important than playing in the clashes. But also just kind of those last minute end of the school year, getting things finished up and done. So we'll have to see if we're able to compete in any more of these during the school year.
And even when the players don't think finishing their schoolwork is more important. Yeah, see, yeah, I knew that was going to be somebody would say that because my kids don't think it is either. But we remind them they do have to finish their schoolwork before they can compete. So we
Yes.
do keep track of everybody's grades, and not everybody is in like up to date. But when we do have records, we make sure that their grades are good before we allow them to compete. So yeah, as we come up to the end of the school year, there's definitely that last minute rush to make sure all grades are high enough to compete, especially if we do things over the summer, which we will. So
It does help that our GM is also the English teacher, one of the English teachers. So several of the students have her for English or English related classes. So that does help us keep track a little bit better than maybe otherwise.
yeah, and her husband is actually the tech director. And so he's got programs that are there to make sure they'll flag a student if they're not where they need to be, and lets us know we either need to take them aside and have a conversation, or maybe again maybe pull them from playing for a little while. Sometimes they'll actually come to club or practices, and instead of playing, they work on their schoolwork. So
Which we are absolutely okay with, especially if they need a little bit of help or something like that. A lot of times the students don't have problems getting it done. What they have a problem with is turning it in. I'm always amazed at the number of completed assignments that don't get turned in. So they frequently hear me as they leave say, "Turn in your homework," uh, because they've done it. They just didn't bother to turn it in, and it's just as if you didn't do it
yeah.
that way. So, yeah, I would say they're going to be getting started playing in just a few minutes.
Yeah, it's built into the client.
Okay.
So,
Sorry, just checking on
yeah,
some technical stuff there.
yeah, Elizabeth was checking. Just as a reminder, because of fairness and anybody who might be watching stream and competing at the same time, once they go into match, there will be a 3-minute delay, and that just allows anything that's happening on stream. If somebody were to watch that and be playing against that, there's just enough of a delay there that it won't actually affect the competitive balance of the game. So there will be a timer, and if I remember correctly, it feels like it's been a long time since I've done this, but if I remember correctly, I think it'll even show up on screen, the countdown to that. And I imagine we've been in Champ Select for a while, so I imagine that'll be coming in soon. Just as a reminder of our roster, we do have, and you can actually see them on our screen here. They're the top 5 right there. We do have our 5 starting players today are Kellan in top lane, Fake Red Wolf in jungle, and we talked about it last time, but that's a positional change. He was our prime. Oh, they're in game now, so
There we go.
we'll jump into spectate, and yeah, so Fake Red Wolf. Oh, we can see draft. They're all out of order, and that drives me insane.
We'll try to fix that once we get
Yeah.
to the main screen,
Yeah,
to the main map.
Joseph actually told me that we can fix that. So last time we had issues with the order there, and so it looks. Just trying to guess this. I can tell you for interesting actually. For Plato is we have Kellan on Set, Fake Red Wolf on Warwick, Eyes on Yasuo. Soul on Tristana and Lego Master on Alistair. That Kellan is probably something that I don't think any of our viewers have seen, at least not on stream. And so that's a strong champion. I just gonna confess this. Set is on permaban when I'm in top lane. I hate laning against him. He can be ultra low health.
We want to be okay being the person that you hate laning against.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, we are okay with that. As long as that set is on our side.
But yeah, he can be really low health and deal a lot of damage and get high health or survivability for a long time. Soul there on the Tristana, which again is not something that I'm sure we've seen. I know he actually wanted the Jinx. I'm not sure if they locked it in before we did or what. But yeah, so some new champions for us. I'm trying to remember if Eyes played Yasuo on stream before. If not, that is a champion that he is incredibly comfortable on.
I think that maybe once or twice.
Yeah. So definitely a strong champion for him. It looks like he'll be laying into that Galio, so be fun to watch that matchup. And then see if Lego Master and Soul can win this bottom lane early game before this Jinx starts scaling. I'm also going to point this out just because he will appreciate it later. Lego Master hates Lux, despises Lux as a champion. He thinks that she is not very good, so if he manages to lose lane to Lux, he will definitely hear about it later. So now,
Yeah, he's not going to be happy. We will hear about it later if he ends up losing lane to Lux.
I say all that. It's possible that this is a Lux mid and a Galio support.
Yeah, that is something that you see every once in a while. We'll have to see. It'll depend a lot on how experienced the other team that we're playing against is.
Yeah, I think top lane is something to watch out for. Both of these champions are what we call bully champions, which means their job is to make you not have any fun in top lane. And one of them is going to win and make the other one miserable. So top lane will probably be decided fairly early. That'll definitely be a volatile matchup.
We think we finally got the audio fixed, so I actually don't have to mute every time this time. However, I am muting quite a bit because I have a big plate of snacks here in front of me. So I will try to remember so that I'm not just crunching away while we're casting this.
Yeah, we pretty much came straight from, and they're still out of order. That's going to drive me nuts. So check out levels here in the short time that we have. Looks like a fairly high level Rek'Sai and Galio. And then the rest of the team, not so much. There is some mastery there on the Jinx and the Lux. No, we are actually saving the donuts for tomorrow. So I think right now she's got some puffs and goldfish.
Yep. I have some like white chocolate covered butter popcorn puffs, and goldfish that are a mixture of cheddar and pretzels. So those are actually the loud part.
In case anybody's wondering, I'll pop up our levels as well. Honestly, very level-wise, very even matchup. Um, so I think this should be a very close match. The team name there is Zex, it looks like. So uh, it said welcome to Zon Clash. That's interesting. It should be Shurima Cup. Oh, got to get my things pulled up. And
On the plus
see if I.
side, this is where our players are, just buying their first little things and they're getting ready to head out to their lane. The more quickly you buy things, you have like a little speed burst for just a few seconds at the very beginning. So if you have bought your stuff quickly enough and you get out and about, then you can get places faster than the other team if they've taken a little bit longer buying things. So it can definitely provide an advantage for you, but you just kind of never know until you get going.
Yeah, I mean,
Ooh, we can kind of see both people on screen there.
yeah, you kind of have to be slow. Most people at this point have kind of got to where they can buy their items fast enough that you can get out. There is like a little bit of, I think it's like 10 seconds before the walls on the Nexus drop and you can walk out. So as long as you can buy your items, and most everybody, at least on our team, is prepared. Yeah, it does look like just Play-Doh providing some early protection for their jungle.
Getting some of those wards set up. Good job. I always like it when they have that vision.
Yeah, talking about if you're new to League of Legends, you cannot see in any place where there is not a minion, a tower, or a ward. So bushes, if there's no ward there, you can't see that. And so get vision is very, very important for knowing what the other team is doing, and then being able to counter that.
I would say, yeah, if you glance down at the little mini map there, you can kind of see the little brighter circles. That is going to show you where, like, the teams can see. Now, if there's like blue around it, then it is what the blue team can see. Maybe it's like the little tower things or minions, or the red ones are what the red can see. So that can just help you to kind of understand what vision is.
Yeah, in this early phase of the game is what we call the laning phase, and really just farming these minions to get gold. If you get an opportunity to poke on your opponent, which is what Eyes is doing right now, then you'll take that just to make it harder for them to get their minions.
And it can also be an intimidation thing, just saying, "Hey, look, I am not scared of you," or I would say my champion is more powerful than yours at this point in time, so they can really be watching that. Now you can see here, like Kellyanne's down to about half health, so she is going to be really kind of staying close to tower for a little bit there, just to make sure that she doesn't get taken down too early.
Yeah, and that's not a huge deal, especially as she goes back to her tower. Set has really crazy health regeneration. So as long as she doesn't get exposed to Darius, although she is kind of wrapped around here, so we'll see. Yeah, does miss the hook there.
Yeah, he's got that hook that pulls him in, and so you do have to be a little bit careful. That can pull you in when you're trying to get away.
Yeah, honestly, kind of watching these matchups, does look like maybe this Eyes' matchup into Trip there is probably going to be the more safe of the matchups, although there is Eyes definitely likes to play aggressive, so a lot of trading for him on Yasuo. But yeah, it looks like a lot of poke everywhere else. Did see that, and it looks like Kellyanne is level 3 now, but Darius did hit level 3 first. Plato's bot lane, though, Kellyanne actually has level 4 now before Darius. But yeah, Plato's bot lane, now they're even up, but they had hit level 3 first. Looks like rotating. It's early for drag, so curious to see what... Looks like they might be trying to jump onto Rek'Sai, but I think Warwick actually just invading jungle. So it does look like he is asking for a little bit of help there.
Oh, okay. I think they were.
Galio coming in. I do think.
Are we getting a team fight here this early? Holy cow!
Yeah, Soul does manage to jump out. Alistair, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Alistair, very, very tanky. Yeah, good. Not only depriving Rek'Sai of his jungle. Man, there's a huge level difference, by the way, between Fake Red Wolf and their Rek'Sai. So that's awesome. Very aggressive play from him. But yeah, depriving him of that jungle, also getting that first blood, and it did go on to Oh, I've got Tristana in the wrong spot.
Okay, I was
Yeah,
confused, but
did go on to Tristana, which is very important. So good for Plato.
hmm yeah, especially when you look, Kellyanne is playing. She's been playing a little bit careful there, but up against the Galio, you have to be a little bit careful, and so she's doing a really good job keeping her levels up and just keeping going against him and not letting him get too far ahead.
Yeah, Sid actually scales better and is a better team fighter later in the game than Darius. So even if she doesn't win this early game, if she can keep this Darius from getting fed, that really is what's important. I think the longer this game, I mean, it's level 5 already. Darius does get strong when he gets level 6. So that'll be interesting to watch. But yeah, I mean, I think once you hit like level 9 or something, if Darius Killan is getting dove on by the Rek'Sai here. She does flash, but I don't know if she's going to get out.
Not sure she's going to make it on this one. I think
Yeah.
they're going to take her out just right before tower. Yep. But I would say they've already lost out on the first blood, so that's not as bad as it could be. It gives her a chance to go back and buy some items and get back in lane there. And she's been doing a good job keeping up with levels. So
Yeah, and I mean, one kill on Darius is not great, but definitely don't want to get him 2 or 3. And Darius did need that Rek'Sai there. So good comeback, by the way, for that Rek'Sai. He gives up that first blood, comes back, and even though he's not super strong, he trying to get somebody else on his team strong. So
yeah, he was doing his job pretty well. So it looks like this bot lane here is um, just going to be working on clearing out these minions as they come in towards them.
yeah, a little bit of a tiny CS difference in jungle. Now, it's actually assists on both, so that really doesn't mean a whole lot. But CS pretty even except for in bot lane, where it's definitely heavily in Plato's favor. Looking at that 10 CS, by the way, on Alistair, he does have the Relic Shield, so when he's getting that farm, it actually feeds it over to his bot laner, so even though that number is a little higher than you would expect to see on a support, that's actually not a big deal. Yeah, I mean, I think Plato definitely has to maybe watch here in this top lane with a little bit of a CS lead for Darius. Just makes him.
Although she's caught up quite a bit because
Yeah, it was definitely higher
down
before.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plato actually getting first.
Drag there.
So
That's really good. So, all right, it does look like they are clearing out some wards here. The bottom lane.
yeah, Alistair almost level 5, so I know he kind of walks into that vision. In one level, it's really not going to matter. He's about to get so tanky that he's
Yeah.
not quite unkillable, but pretty close.
Especially depending on the other team's level, and they're just not going to be at a place where they'll be able to take him right now.
I think one other thing that we definitely need to talk about and watch out about is, this mid lane matchup is actually very even. Galio playing very, very well. He was their other super high-level player on their team with a lot of experience. Galio ult later on in team fights can be really instrumental, so could definitely turn some of these team fights. So, again, just him staying even there with eyes is definitely kind of a big deal.
Yeah, that's very true. And it does look like, oh,
Yeah, he's going to get out. Oh,
I
no.
was kind of wondering. Oh, wow, they did take him.
Yeah, wow.
That statutory vape guy, he kind of knows what he's doing, but I think he was the high level guy
Yeah.
on their team. So it's not a big surprise to me that he is the one hopping in and out about this kind of stuff. So
Soul Rocket jumping out. Lego Master actually doing a really great job avoiding that Lux Q so that he doesn't get rooted. Looks like they, Warwick is in the area. I don't think they can gank, but does allow them to play just a little bit safer here. Red side taking Rift Herald?
so yeah, at this point it's been a fairly standard laning phase all around. I would say you don't ever want to get minions this close to your tower, but
Yeah,
they're hitting those levels, so it's kind of a trade-off.
and it does allow them to farm safely.
Mm.
Tristana still has that lead. Alistair just hit level 6, so I think that lane is still okay. Again, you definitely want to be careful with Jinx, that she is definitely a hyper scaler, so that she doesn't get strong. But CS not in her favor right now, so. And Tristana, it's not like Tristana doesn't scale. She's a scaler, just not quite as strong as Jinx is. Yeah, like I said, I think right now Plato just has to watch out for this mid lane, and then also top lane. Which again, top lane still CS difference is good, but again, seeing that one early kill go over, but that's about it. Fake Red Wolf kind of hoping Trip here overextends. I think he's gonna try to go in. Yeah.
So he
I,
got their tower and
Ooh, yep, wasn't paying attention there. Uh,
gonna have to get some more vision up there.
yeah, Killian should, I think, be able to ult out. I don't,
Not sure if she's got it
yeah,
right
she,
now. I think
oh
she's.
yeah,
I would say, and that's something that you don't want to see is that second kill up there. But there's
and
only so much she can do when it's 2-on-1. No matter how tanky that you get, at that point, it can still be very difficult.
yeah, I mean that's where again that vision is really really important. Missed the haymaker a little bit, which might have gotten her out there, but again, this is a little bit different play style than we've seen from Kellan. So
Exactly. I think it's going to be one of those that, I would say that's what they're taking
yeah,
advantage of while she's um, out. They are trying to get this tower down as quickly as they can.
yeah. Yeah, so this will be top tower. Kellan is getting up there. I don't think it'll get another charge off on the second tower. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
It does look like they are pinging the next
Yep.
dragon. So,
Red Wolf is there. Looks like he's setting up vision. Although Rek'Sai down that bottom jungle as well. Eyes rotating down. Looks like they may try to gank bot lane first. I think they do have to be a little bit careful of this Galio ult. Rek'Sai also very much definitely in the area. Oh, good flash there by Lux.
it looks like
As-
that this
Yeah,
may,
Soul actually takes a lot of damage.
I would say that it
Oh,
looks to me
yep.
as though
Here comes the Galio ult.
yeah.
Yeah.
And when you get 3 in 1, that's yep. There they go down. It does look like a couple got away though, so it wasn't
Yeah,
a full team.
Yeah,
But yeah,
wasn't. I mean, this will definitely give drag over to red side. Red Wolf is in the area. It's so. Actually, Red Wolf went down. Yeah. I mean, this doesn't make sense to try to steal this one. So,
Exactly.
again, what we're talking about is that Galio ult's very, very dangerous. He's not there. Now he's in the team fight, and everybody on red side has shields. So really, really can turn those fights. Also, this Rek'Sai starting to get strong at 2, 1, and 4. So definitely a dangerous character as well.
It was a good time though for Plato at that point when they knew they couldn't take the dragon to just get in your lane
Yeah.
and keep going with that. Get it, clear it out as much as you can. Looks like we got a one-on-one here.
Yeah, I forget that. Yeah, Killan does not have that tower. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It looks like they're not going to take him down though. Okay, that'll help. Um, Clearing that out a little bit is definitely beneficial. Gives them a chance to kind of come back up there in bot lane. Looks like they are moving up and getting set up down here.
Yeah, I think they were trying to rotate. I think they suspected that Statutory Vape was there, so trying to rotate onto him. Again, trying to say these names, by the way. This is a. Oh, thank you, Dr. G. So this is not a MOSF thing. So by the fact that you can see the NSFW all over, they obviously don't regulate those names. Now they're not super inappropriate or anything like that, but
Just not something we probably would have
yeah,
approved.
probably not. Yes.
All right, so it looks like Kellyanne is up here. I would say trying to clear out these. Just run him off a little bit, so she can get. Oh, I
Yeah,
would say
uh,
it keeps hopping over there. And then
Oh,
I think
actually going to rotate. I think he's going to get the blast cone and get out. Oh, good job. Oh,
so close.
oh,
Okay, good.
I was like, he flashed over the wall. I was trying to figure out, like, what happened there? So, don't.
Don't
Yeah.
overextend, guys. Go back.
Yeah.
Go back. Let him
Uh,
go. I know they were trying to get that gold.
yeah. Good flash there. I actually thought there was no way he was going to get out. Manages to flash over the wall.
Oh, it's always hilarious. We can hear behind us how loud they get. So we always know when exciting things are going to happen in 3 minutes.
Yeah, I know they're hoping for that first game win, especially. So I was like, it's not looking great right now. That excitement behind makes me feel a little better. Did hear David say eyes that this is winnable. So
One of these days we'll get Jeff to call, or we'll get Wolf, I guess I should call you, to call everybody by their gamer tags instead of their actual names. But I'm pretty sure that it's going to be a while before that happens. All right, so we're just doing a little bit of hopping around here
yeah.
because right now not anything big is really going down. You can just kind of see it looks like Plato is coming down here on this bot lane. It looks like they're going to surround them. Oh, yep,
Oh,
here comes another fourth one. Hopefully Lego Master's not stuck before. There
yeah,
we go.
I think
Before
they're,
they all
I think
get
they're
down
really trying to focus Brony dude, and they do manage to do that. They're going to pick up Lux as well. Yeah, good job. That was again another kill onto Jinx, and then one onto Fake Red Wolf. One thing, as we look at this, kind of how the game is going. One of the things that I hate in my games is I don't like Yasuo. He's a champion that can be like 0-7, and then.
Sorry, we're reading the chat.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, Yasuo champion that can go like 0-7 and pick up a couple kills, and all of a sudden he's strong anyway. So I wouldn't be super concerned about the 0-2-1 on eyes yet. That's going to change as the game goes on.
Yeah, exactly. I would say they're going to be scaling on some of this. So okay, we've got a turret. So I think are we equal on turrets now?
Yes.
Yes.
1-1 up at the top.
1-1. I thought it was.
There is a 2K gold difference. Most of that coming again just off of those plates. Ooh, Darius coming in here. He is again. He's strong.
Yeah. No
Yeah, I
trying-
think they're getting that good dive there. Actually, really well executed. This top side of the map really strong for red side. Not often that we say. Oh, I think that's going to be second tower actually also as well. So I think this will be two picked up back to back. I don't know if they can get here in time to protect this. Boy, it'd be really nice if they could.
It does. I would say yeah.
I
they're-
don't think they do. Wow.
However, yeah, I would say while they're taking it down
This-
pretty quickly, Plato is gathering. You can kind of see everybody showing up here, so they're getting ready to do a big team fight.
Yeah.
All right, Fake Red Wolf. I was a little afraid he had pushed a little too far forward, but I don't think
Ooh,
he
good
has.
job actually. Here comes the Galio ultimate though, so they got to be careful.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Fake Red Wolf goes down. Lego Master did use ult, so that's on cooldown. A big ult by Eyes, but I don't think it was quite enough. Oh, Lego Master coming back in. Eyes kites him out. Oh, I think this was that team fight we were talking about.
They were yelling just a
Yeah.
few minutes ago. There we go. They cleared out 3 of them at least, so that is super helpful to Plato there.
Yeah, and Dragon spawning, so I think. Oh,
Overdo
I
that.
think Jinx. Yeah, I think Jinx might be picking up this drag first though.
Unless they can steal. Oh,
Nope.
oh, so close. I thought they might be able to do it there.
I do think there's some kills going over though.
Uh-huh. Oh, they're taking him down, and there goes
Yeah, they're gonna get Lux as well. Oh, actually,
no,
great
wow.
blast cone.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Now, Lego Master and Soul are pretty low here, so there's a good chance they're going to back for a little bit. Say, Kellyanne was really taking advantage of that time that they were down there, though. Trying to get some of that yes, caught up. Oh, sorry. It's hilarious when you're trying to cast in the same
Yeah.
room so you can hear them yelling in the background. I hope you guys can at least pick up a little bit of that so you can know what we're experiencing,
Yeah,
too. It's quite funny.
Just a little bit of an update. Again, they picked up those 3-tower lead. They do have still just that 2K gold advantage. But yeah, starting to see, again, Eyes picking up the 2 kills there. Oh, I don't know if Kellyanne gets out.
Oh, she might. I would say, I think it's going to
Yeah.
depend. I don't know. He is just so strong,
Yeah,
and
I'll say-
she's already used her flash, and yep. I
There's
think
that big shield, though.
Oh,
Oh,
here's
Eyes. Oh, my
Wolf.
gosh. We have talked. Oh,
Oh, so close. But I think that Eyes
Oh,
and
here
Big
comes
Red Wolf
teleport.
might be.
Yeah, Killan's still a little bit new to the set. I think if she had managed to wrap around on the other side and ult Spirit of a Dragon actually further back, I think they could have easily picked that one up. Yeah, look at her items here. Doesn't she's got the Thorn Mail, which is good into the Darius. She doesn't have like Darius had the Stride Breaker there, which is definitely what allowed him to catch up to her there. I think if she had Stride Breaker, one of the things you can do is actually Stride Break through your opponent and then turn around and flip them. I think that would have been good, but obviously without the Stride Breaker, she can't do that.
While they're up there in mid lane, it looks like this bottom tower is going to be gone down too. I would say, however, they are up there. Oh, it looks like two of them are back. Two of the red team are backing. So, all right. I think they're just going to back up there and kind of head back to lane.
Yeah, this Darius, by the way, at 5-1 and 2, is now fast. He has the Stride Breaker and Dead Man's Plate, so going to have a lot of speed. Definitely have to watch out for him. We've seen, I mean, the Rek'Sai is skilled. I know he's 3-2 and 6, but yeah, he's made some big plays so far. So definitely have to watch out for those two still. I do think that right now, I mean, we talked about it. Souls and Lego Master, even though they've given up the tower, they definitely have this bot lane under control. They've won that pretty well. Just make sure that, again, don't let Jinx get back in this game with a shutdown onto somebody or something like that.
Exactly. It does look like everybody's starting to position up here in the upper left.
Looks like, yeah, okay, so red team going to go ahead and start up this Baron. One thing I was getting ready to say is they've done a really good job of vision control. Looks like they're backing off. I think maybe they were just trying to bait Plato in. Killan, I think, yeah, Killan teleporting there. Man, big set ultimate would be nice. Galio here, I mean, he still can ult in. Yeah, actually teleports a statutory vape out of the fight, so they're able to focus in on him. Don't know if they can get Darius. At some point in time, they picked up Jinx and Galio. I didn't even see that. So
I was going to say, clearing them out, actually, that can be super helpful. So if they can take this down quick enough, that actually can be super beneficial for Plato.
I think Lux is going to try to ult this, maybe. Try a steal with the ult. That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah.
Well, there's not really much that she can do.
Yeah, I think Lego Master he's gonna clear this vision. Oh, and dive over the wall. Yeah, can't ult if you're getting bullied. So.
And then not only is that important for Plato to have Baron Nashor, but it keeps it out of the red team's hands, which is a really big deal at this point for them.
Yeah, I do. We saw Lego Master.
Sorry, they are so loud. We can't even hear anything right now. Oh, that's funny. They just keep going. So, so pay attention in 3 minutes.
So I do, again, what I was saying is, like, I want to point out Lego Master's play on Alistar. Alistar is definitely a super strong champion right now. There's no doubt about that. But thank you, Dr. G. Feel free to add all the great points that we are missing, because I'm glad that you like our casting, but we don't have any clue what we're doing. So, looks like we're gonna get team fight. Oh, big ult there on.
They come in and just lay it down on one of the red teams. So the red team is doing a good job of getting spread out. However, I think it's going to be enough for Plato to keep going here and take this down fast enough that it didn't leave any time for the red team.
Here comes the Galio ult, trying to keep Statutory Vape alive. Wow, I have no clue what just happened there.
Yeah, it's so hard to see when they all get in there. I think that they're going to take him down, and McBubs is so low.
Okay,
oh,
yeah.
I wish they would have just taken him down. But sometimes it's hard to. They still may. Oh, hey, this is why I say go away when you have health. There you go. Thank you, Soul.
Yeah, everybody else even backed while that happened, so they didn't even lose time.
We were actually a little bit afraid that I was going to have to cast this game by myself. So, yeah, I'm super excited that Jeff is here to give us a lot of the technical stuff, and I get to stick with the color commentary.
The best part about actually doing the technical stuff is I'll say things, and then afterwards Joseph, our son, will go back and watch the games. He'll be like, "Oh, you said Q and it's actually W," and "Oh, attack speed doesn't actually scale like that. You have it wrong." So
Yeah, we do our best though, and we're still learning. Not as quickly of a rate as they are learning. So they definitely very much have us beat on this. Oh, here we go. All right. So it looks like they have dropped that.
oh,
Oh,
Fake Red Wolf wants to fight
sorry.
there. Galio taunt just misses. Still a lot of damage on Fake Red Wolf. It looks
I
like
can't believe he made it out. Good job for
everybody
him.
else
That was
was
awesome.
turning around to focus. Yeah, he doesn't get out from the Lux ult. But yeah,
Yeah.
they were turning around to focus on the Darius there, and I think Fake Red Wolf just either bit miscommunication. Do you think they're going to pick up Statutory Vape? Maybe Darius is here. Oh,
Okay,
this is
here.
a tough
I love
fight.
this.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
goodness.
There's a lot of damage on Plato going down.
Yeah.
Lego Master is tanky, but that's
I think
still a
he's.
lot of
Oh,
people.
now he's got eyes with him though. So Spirit of the Dragon's gotten a little bit more. Oh, sorry, it's hard for me to keep track of what's going
Yeah.
on. I would say it does look like they're doing this push
Oh
here in the.
man.
However, Plato is there, just keeping it down. Oh my goodness, they are just keeping it
Oh,
alive.
just
Oh,
misses. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe Eyes got out of there.
that was pretty crazy. So
I
it does look like
yeah.
Big Red Wolf is staying back just far enough. Uh,
I do think Inhib goes down again. So Plato has to watch out for these super minions that are going to be pushing in.
I would say this is going to be a hard one fight. Whoever comes out at top at the end of this.
I was getting ready to do us a game update. We've had team fight after team fight, but Plato has actually pulled ahead on the gold advantage. They're still missing a lot of towers, so have to watch out for that map presence. They've also pulled ahead on dragons, so don't know if we'll see a dragon soul this game the way things are going. I'd have to go at least 10 minutes, maybe 15, the way things are going.
That's going to. One of the things that Plato I know is trying to do is holding off long enough to get that inhib to respawn again. So far they've been doing it. It looks like they are doing a push up the middle here. Maybe I think maybe they just are patrolling. Nope, I was gonna say they might just be patrolling the river, but oh yeah, there we go. Okay, I think they might have been waiting for Lego Master to get up there.
By the way, we talked about it earlier. At one point in time, Eyes was 0-2-0. He is now 9-3-4. So whenever he locks in the Yasuo, we know that sooner or later he is eventually going to get his. That's just how that champion works, and certainly how it works on him. Fake Red Wolf a little overextended there, does manage to hop out, but here comes in Rek'Sai, followed up by the Galio ult. Lego Master there, just trying to keep everybody away. Darius Hook, though, does land.
Oh, and here comes Soul and Kellan, so they might be able to take
Big
this back.
Yasuo ult. Boy,
Oh
Red
goodness.
side grouping up as much as they do. He does go down. That's a lot of damage. Soul as well. So, yeah, that's tough for Plato to win this team fight now.
Yep. I would say whenever you go down that much, oh, even Lego Master, it does look like the whole team. Hey, Cinder Star, I know who you are. I'm glad that you're able to watch.
Looks like Red side going to try to knock down this top side tower. They are also pinging Dragon, which is spawning in 30 seconds. Looks like most of Plato will be up by then. However, they are going to have these super minions pushing into base, so I think it would be tough for them to contest this.
Yeah, I would say when it gets to this point, they are doing everything they can to kind of hold on and get respawned. It's always super frustrating at this point in the game whenever you die because it takes so long to come back. It's so frustrating. All
Looks
right.
like Lego Master's heading over to the drag. I think he's going to ward that. I don't know that they can contest this, but again, it's only third dragon, so they don't have to at this point. Probably better for them at this point to just push out these waves and make sure that the base is not in any danger.
Exactly, and so it does look like that.
Looks like they're actually going to try to trade Baron or drag for Baron.
Yeah.
Oh man, red side I don't think has. Oh no, here comes Galio. He's aware Plato's just going to go ahead. They're just going to back off.
Okay, let them have it.
Yeah. I mean.
Sometimes it's just not worth it.
I think the idea was they could get in there, knock it down before anybody suspected it, and once they realized that Red Side knew what they were up to, that just not worth fighting at this point.
Oh my goodness, yes, it absolutely has. Oh, I haven't even thought about trading games in so long. That's crazy. Yes, I would say Jeff used to, or Wolf used to go and play Halo, the original one, the first
Yeah,
one. Um,
back before online gaming was a thing.
yep, I would say. And so, oh, Lego Masters is going to take on the whole team. Okay, here's the rest of them.
Yeah,
Uh,
they definitely want to. Red side was trying to start this Baron, so they definitely want to contest it. Uh,
ooh,
yeah,
Lego
I think
Master.
Lego
Yep.
Master goes down there, but a lot of damage coming in. Man, I, I, I think the
Just
team
know
fight
that it's
just
gonna be
too
enough.
strong.
Oh, they're all just so stinking close.
Oh my goodness,
Oh,
yeah. The
they had them down to almost nothing. It's so frustrating when you can get them down to that point, though. All right, so here we go.
So I just like I can actually hear them still talking, but behind me. So I cannot. Uh, a little surprised that they're actually not going to end here. So obviously this match still is going for at least 3 more minutes. Trying to look at these recent. So Kill Ann and Lego Master are going to be up in just a little bit. I don't know how they're going to save these two towers. I think they're going to have to lose both towers.
I think
But
so too. I was like, oh, well,
wow,
maybe they can take them out fast enough if they keep an eye out and make sure that they're focusing on the same one there. One of the things that you have to be careful at this point is making sure that you're focusing everybody that you can. It does look like Spirit of the Dragon is like, I don't think I want to fight
yeah,
all of them. At this point, it's just not worth it to him, so he's going to back off.
and I Red side winning these team fights actually, and I mean they're definitely close, but they're winning them. They're just not able to do much off of it. So a little surprised there with how little they got out of that. It might have even been better for them to take Baron and then maybe slow push those outer lanes, but uh, Plato's gonna go ahead and attempt Dragon here. They are fast at this point. I don't. Maybe Lux knows.
Looks like it. There we go.
So Darius threatening base, but Plato now has Baron empowered recall, so they can just recall very quickly and get back there. Darius doesn't even get that inhibitor. Oh man.
I would say, let me tell you, that's turning into a scrappy little fight here. All right. So, all
I,
right.
just as not just a caster but a coach, I have to breathe for just a second.
I
This
know.
is
That's what I was like, okay, I have to process. I have to take a minute. It does look like we're coming back up here in the mid lane.
yeah,
I think they're just going to do a push, try to clear out the other
yeah,
team.
Lego
And maybe
Master getting
take
the
some
pop up
out.
doesn't look. Yeah, he used his dash to get in there on Brilliant Dude. I don't think they're able to follow up on that. They can push these empowered minions.
They're getting loud again,
Yeah.
guys. Um, but I would say one of the things that they're trying to do is push these towers just to clear it out so that that way they can get into the other team's nexus.
Yeah, I do want to just talk about some things that Plato can do better in the future. We talked about it earlier. Fake Red Wolf. He's still very new to the jungle position. He played AD carry for most of the school year, and just recently switched to jungle, just to allow us to put Soul on AD carry, which is actually a better position for him. Some of the times his positioning is just a little bit off. Warwick does have a lot of movement ability. But yeah, a little bit out of position, and sometimes
It's
that
going to be one of those things that it's just going to take him a little while to learn
yeah.
the position, and to learn all the different things that he should be doing in each of those situations.
Lego Master goes down. They do trade on a statutory vape, and also Jinx there. I think several other kills have gone. It's just so hard to follow these. Wow, I think Plato wins.
Oh, four.
Yeah, getting the Darius as well. Eyes and Tristana still up, and I think they can go ahead and take this drag. So again, holding off Soul. Wow.
I was Plato did get that gold bounty there, which was pretty significant. It was a 700 gold at that point.
Yeah, gold lead has swung from red side to Plato to red side to back to Plato. Plato, while Soul is picking up this dragon, Eyes picks up that outer bot turret.
Blue team took the dragon too. That's fantastic. I would say, and they're kind of doing Eyes here is doing this push just to let them know that we're getting awful close to their nexus. There we go, clearing out that mid lane.
Yeah, there's also, I'm not sure if you can watch the mini map, there's minions pushing into the bot as well. I think definitely this is the mid tier 2 turret with these Baron empowered minions. Statutory Vape trying to dive there on this. Lego Master punts him away.
And fake Red Wolf joining in makes it a 3-on-3.
Lux did go clear that top lane, so that top tower is not in danger right now.
We have to breathe, guys. It's getting harder and harder. Whenever we. Sorry, I can hear them yelling in the background. I just want you guys to know one of these days we're going to have our GM go live with just a video on them in the background while this is going on because it is a riot. And then trying to, cast what was happening 3 minutes ago. It's very exciting. So I always glance at the time so I can make sure that I'm paying attention in 3 minutes. Oh, but it does look like they're holding this mid lane pretty well, which is pretty good because it looks like red team is. Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
That was a nice little flank.
Darius flanking around. Actually, he's going to come in just a little bit, but I think a lot of this damage is going to come through before that. They are fighting under this tower, so take. Oh, there goes the tower. Do they? Oh, I say he think he gets out again. That Darius is fast with all of those movement speed items.
I would say. However, it does look like Plato is going to hold off here, maybe get a little bit set up, see if they can't draw somebody out, make somebody make a mistake there.
Yeah, just looking. Baron's not up for another 2 minutes. Dragon not up for 3. So there's not a whole lot of objectives.
Now, if they push too hard, though, it could end up being very detrimental to them because it could mean that they die. However, one of the things
this
they
Lux
do a
is
lot
going
of
down
time
for sure.
is hold off to make them wait till they make a mistake. Sorry, guys, I am having the hardest time talking. This is a riot in the background. There's clapping going on. I don't even know.
So we actually give them some, we're like, hey, we know that it's going to get louder in the game, but just remember we're casting, so try and keep it down a little bit. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
But yeah, when the game's gone on this long and it's this back and forth, I don't think they care or anymore or anything like that. So,
yeah, they're no longer trying to be.
Yeah, Killian does not get out there. Man, 30-30. This is a scrappy game. 3 dragons to 3 dragons. Plato does have a 3K gold advantage at this point, so.
Yeah, if you look down at everybody's items, Plato is pretty well full at this point.
Yeah, I
we are not doing a 59-minute game.
My
no,
gosh.
I cannot do this for another 15 minutes.
I don't know how this game can go on for another 20 minutes.
I'm just not sure. So, okay, it does look like Plato's getting set up here, clearing out good job, clear out those wards. This is what I'm always telling them to do. Clear out those wards. Clear out those wards. So it looks like they're doing pretty good, but then that way it just makes it so much harder for the red team to know what how they're set up and what they're doing.
It definitely looks like they're definitely trying to position on this drag. Yeah, Kellan here, I think, is Kellan teleporting in. Wow, they're burning it down fast. Red side team definitely knows they're there, but Lego Masters zoning everybody off.
Hang on just a second. All right, so I don't know if you could hear them in the background. Yeah, I was like, I had to yell at them. I'm like, guys, we're still casting.
So it's at least.
Right now we are at 38 minutes.
Yeah.
I would say
it's gonna be at least a 40-minute game. So.
Yep. Most games, I mean, they can go as short as 17 minutes. Ask us how we know. Or they can go as long as 59 minutes and 41 seconds at least, because we've also been in a game like that. Yeah. So most of the time, they're not quite that long. But this is a pretty long game. Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Go Master.
Everybody coming in behind red team. Wow. Again, this big Galio ult coming in, but I think everybody moved out of it. I don't know that he got those shields on anybody.
It's a
Red Wolf does go down.
So far, it's a Oh, there they go. Okay, 2 for 3 now. As long as you get
Galileo just gonna try and I don't know that he can get this in time. What? Okay, so Plato. I was gonna say Plato back. That's what they did.
Yeah. Yep. Whew. I would say, yeah, I think he realized maybe he shouldn't have done that one. Okay, so it does look like they might be. We're not even close to Dragon.
Yeah, but actually, they just picked up Dragon. Eyes, while everybody else was backing, Eyes was doing Dragon. They do have these Baron and Power minions. It looks like they're going to try to get this bottom tier 3 turret while they push in mid lane as well.
Now, it does look like red team has pretty well respawned at this point, so I would say I think they're going to have to be really careful as they are
Yeah,
watching for that.
Eyes definitely gets that inhib. I think they're going to get this tower and inhibitor as well.
Yep. Here
Big
comes
big
the rest.
waves. It looks like they're going to rotate around actually to top side.
Mhm. Which is a good idea. You want to get that, get those towers cleared out, just to give you a place to back up to.
Real smart there. I don't know if anybody noticed, but Soul waiting for Kellan to go in and start taking those turret shots so that he's protected because she's so much tankier than he is and certainly regenerates health a whole lot more. Meanwhile, Lego Master clearing out
They're
these.
still clearing out
Yep.
wards. 40 minutes into the game, they're still clearing out wards. I'm so proud of them.
Does it look like Plato doesn't have a lot of waves pushing in right at this moment? They do have to be careful.
Yeah. I think they're right now just trying to. I don't know. Yeah, Kelly needs to be careful.
Yeah,
with
well,
her.
Kellan and Lego Master were actually rotating there to taking those tower shots.
They have done a fantastic job.
Oh, Kellan
statutory-
does go down. Big Lux ultimate there. A lot of damage. They're still trying to fight this, though.
It looks like they might be able to. If they
Oh,
can-
Rek'Sai is ending.
And that's what I was gonna say. I'm like, they've got to be careful.
Oh.
Oh, look how close they were. Yep.
Yeah, wasn't even paying attention to that, which I mean, obviously they were, but yeah, Soul not enough there to stop that. Wait, hold on. Who?
Victory.
Now I'm confused. I think we lost. So
Hey guys, did we win that?
okay,
Okay, we
Okay.
didn't think so, but it was showing
Yeah,
victory.
so-
That's why we were confused.
so yeah, it says victory.
Client.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got very confused there because we just had to check. The client was saying. Sorry, I was just reading chat here. The client was showing a blue victory, and it was not. It was a red victory, but it was very, very close. I was glad to see because I don't know if you guys noticed there. It did pop up that Statutory Vape had taken one of the inhibitors, and Plato would have been able to see that. So they were backing and trying to get there in time, but it was just not quite enough time. Honestly, if Plato had had just a little bit more up in theirs, they probably could have taken the Nexus just fast enough. And I may feed them a goldfish for each ward.
Plato actually had their first base race a couple weeks ago, or a couple days ago actually, and managed to win it. I do think maybe they were a little overconfident there. They certainly, I think, especially after they had taken those 3 inhibs, I think they could have backed and dealt with that and been okay. But it's a learning experience. Certainly better than our game 1 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's very true. I would say that was a scrappy game, and I'm super proud of them in the way that they played. And the other team too, because the other team, I think that they were a little bit afraid that they were going to lose there for a while. So good job to Plato for holding on as long as they did and getting that, making it such a close game.
Yeah, so again, just as a reminder, immediately they're going into scouting, so they have their next opponent. They will be playing someone who also lost first round. Again, because of losing the first game, it does mean that the best that we can finish is 5th. So they're scouting right now, and then they will be going into player select and draft. And so as soon as they get done with that, we can go ahead and spectate again. If you're looking at the client, by the way, just to let everybody know, so PHSx Brandon Mon is another one of our players. In order to do Clash, you have to be level 30 and finish your rank placements. He's one of our players that doesn't have internet access at home, so he wanted to make sure that he can help out and participate in these things. So he asked if he could come up to the arena, so he's actually playing. So I know it looks like we have 6 players, but Brandon Mon is actually in a game, just grinding levels so that he can eventually get to the point where he can do ranked. So again, real close match. I definitely think there's some things that we can go back and review and do better, but certainly a better showing than we had last week in our first match. So definitely signs of improvement as well.
I just popped over and was talking with them, and they were so like, "Oh, we were so close," and stuff like that. So I think that what they're going to do is they're going to go back and look at some of the stuff and be like, "Oh, at that point we should have, and at that point we should have." But that's what the game video is all about. That's what you know, go back through and do and figure out what you can do better next time. So I definitely feel like they're in a much better mental place than they were last time we did this. Even though we lost the first game that time too, but this time, oh my goodness, they were like, we almost had that, we almost had that. So they're super excited.
Yeah, in a game like that, there's kind of those feelings where, man, you were so pumped because it went back and forth, and you were losing and you brought it back, and you were losing and you brought it back. But man, then there's also like kind of that heartbreaking thing of, man, it was tug and war. For 40 minutes, and then not to pull that out in the win, it could be a little bit defeating. But yeah, they definitely sound encouraged. And one of the nice things about Clash is, I mean, you don't have time to digest or think about it. I mean, you absolutely have to go on to the next match. You can see the scouting period is already over, and they're in the draft ban phase. Not any time at all for them to think about it or anything. They absolutely have to put it out of their memory and just go next.
And I think that's actually something that's really good for the athletes to be able to learn to do, because I mean you have to do that in a lot of life. Sometimes you have a thing that's rough and you fought really hard for it and it doesn't quite work out, and sometimes you just have to keep on moving. So I really like for them to be able to see them be able to kind of carry on like that. To the next one, it's a really good life skill for them to learn.
Well, when you think about it, like whether it's high school tournaments or, I mean, on the professional stage, you have best of threes and best of fives. And, if you're in a best of three and you lose awfully the first game, you have to do the same thing. You got no time really to put that behind you. They have a little bit of break in between games, but most of that is just getting ready for the next game. So these are skills that, as a player, you really have to learn how to do. So.
Yes, exactly. I think they are getting ready. They're going through the band phase now, pick and band phase. I think they're all about done with it. So we will be starting our next one, I think,
Yeah.
pretty soon.
I wanted to let us look at stats a little bit there for a while, so I had those on screen. Again, if you think about this as kind of an 18 bracketed tournament, this essentially now kind of puts us in what we would consider like the lower bracket. Again, the best they can finish is fifth. They'll play a team that lost. Now, one of the things we learned this last week or 2 weeks ago when we did this first time. Seeding in the first round, it's not like it's 1 through 8, or anything like that.
It's completely random.
It's really random. So I mean, it's possible we could even wind up with a tougher team who just happened to lose against an even tougher team. So we'll have to see how things go. Hey, by the way, is that Brian?
I would say.
Yeah. I thought. Yeah, I
We
didn't.
thought so.
Yeah, I didn't have time to say anything earlier because I mean the game was just nonstop. But yeah, this is our life now, by the way. So glad you could check it out for a little bit.
Yeah, this is what we do way more nights of the week than I care to admit.
You would be super proud, by the way, because if you cannot tell, I have completely passed the gamer mantle on to Lego Master, and he has far surpassed me in video games, which just makes me proud. Actually, it doesn't.
I'm not even sure. I don't know. I think I heard you talking about it earlier. We have Brandon Mon, but we also have our daughter, Raven Princess, who is. They're actually over there playing some practice games and getting going on leveling up and things like that. And she is only in 7th grade. So our goal by the time she is a freshman is to have her a top tier league player.
So the goal actually, if everything works out correctly, is that Lego Master will graduate and Raven Princess will just immediately slot into that role. This is our second year. So we're trying to not just we're improve the team that we have right now, but we're also looking to the future because we do have not this year, but next year we'll have players that are graduating. That will be awesome, Cinderstar.
We will take that, Cinderstar. You.
If you need coaching, let us know.
I would say, but yeah, we really are truly looking to the future with this. Lego Master and actually. Kellyanne has it even worse than he does. Lego Master's only been playing this game for 2 years.
Yeah, you don't know anything. Kellyanne and Eyes are siblings, so there's definitely some rivalry there as well.
Exactly, which is not a bad thing. It's good sibling rivalry. But yeah, I would say we have, we're working up. Like as I said, Lego Masters only had 2 years of this game. We literally just started out new, had no idea what we were doing. Kind of figured it out as we were going along, and he's done a great job leveling up and just learning the game and becoming really good at it. But the good thing is, Raven Princess has like 2 years
Yeah.
before she's even allowed to compete in the game. So she is really getting in there and getting some of that going, and it's been really awesome just to see the talent that she has.
So Play-Doh red side this game. We do have Lego Master on the Alistair again, Soul on Vane, Fake Red Wolf back on the Warwick, Kellan on the Malphite, which okay, awesome. Yeah. By the way, if you want to come back and watch these later, you can. If not, we need to hook up some other time and talk. So I'd love that. But yeah, Killan back on the Malphite, which is very familiar, and Eyes on the Yone, which we've seen a whole lot. Definitely a different
Yeah.
team comp on the other side. We've got. I'm trying. Looks like that's a. I'm actually kind of confused. I'm pretty sure that's an Amumu jungle, Samira ADC. I imagine that's Nasus top, maybe Shinzao mid, and Gragas support. Uh,
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea. So we might have to
and
wait.
I was gonna say we may have to wait until we get into the game. Definitely things we got to watch out for is that Nasus siphoning strike. He's a hyper scaling champ if you let him. Whenever he kills a minion with siphoning strike, it deals more damage next time.
Now I do see that. I'm
I,
glad you're just as confused as we are.
I wish they were in order. I don't understand why they're not in positional order. It bugs the heck out of me.
Just to let you guys know, this is why when we do most invitationals that we participate in, we require them to log in the correct order, so that way we know who
Yeah.
is in what position.
And when they are scouting, they are given positions. You can rotate positions, so I mean, there's nothing that says that you can't. Although you can typically tell in scouting, and things like that. But yeah, so it's just when it shows up on the spectator that it's really hard to tell what it is. And honestly, so like I would consider Gragas, Amumu, and Shinzao all junglers. So that's where that becomes hard. Nasus can jungle, although more typically top. Samira is the only one that I'm absolutely sure of. So
Well, and that's one of the things too. The good thing is you can play different or the same champion in several different roles. Now, it's typically not what is considered meta or what is a common composition at that point in time. Just because as the different champions, they'll either get buffs or nerfs. So sometimes they're going to be better at one or the other, but a lot of it just depends on how you're using that champion. I get a little frightened when it is so dead silent behind us.
I think it's
Did
still
you hear
early
that?
game.
It went like absolutely quiet. Um, I know that they're in the game, but yeah, it's just like, oh, normally there's something like, but I hear nothing.
We'll be able to see summoner spells in just a little bit, so that'll tell us something.
Here, a little
Okay,
bit.
so yeah, it's definitely a Mumu jungle. I'm still confused on everything else. I'm almost positive that's. Oh, he's got the new Space Groove skin. That's for Nasus.
See,
Yeah.
as every parent does, when it
Okay.
gets quiet, you get worried. When they're making noise, you can tell what's going on. All right, so as you can see, Wolf there is getting everything switched around as soon as we figure out what the other team is doing.
I know these for sure, so I'm gonna put this too. So I think that's how that's gonna go. We will see. That's a Doran's ring start for Nasus. That's interesting. So definitely want some more sustainability in lane as far as being able to farm up that siphoning strike. Uh, yeah.
I would say I'm just kind of watching to see what's going on. Normally,
Yeah.
this is that time where you're going out to get things set
Yeah,
up.
it
Okay.
it it is definitely the Gragas support. Also, by the way, Spell. It looks like he's actually building AP Gragas.
I think I just heard that it's a Moo bot.
No, so they were further ahead. They were talking about where he's at taking Scuttle, but yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
it's, it's definitely a Mumu jungle for sure. So,
Okay.
um,
There you go.
yeah,
See, this is the noise that I'm used to. I'm okay
yeah.
with this.
So yeah, definitely some again just that scouting and positioning that we're used to. Looking at this team composition, there is quite a bit of CC. Man, Nasus has a slow that feels like it lasts forever and makes you so slow. Amumu, a lot. Actually, one of the junglers that I really enjoy has a lot of CC as well. Shinzao with some, and then Gragas as well. So not, I mean, not a ton of damage. They definitely have to make sure. I think that this Nasus scales really, really well, or I think they're going to be a little short damage-wise. Shinzao can deal damage, but definitely not like the strongest damage-dealing jungler for sure.
Now, the nice thing for this with Plato is that Plato is using a composition that they're actually very familiar with. If you've seen any of our casts before, you've probably seen a very similar, I would say, grouping and very similar champions.
Yeah, I mean, outside of like the Warwick and the Vayne, this is very, very similar to what we would have run during our invitationals. So, yeah, I do think this Plato has to be careful. This is definitely an interesting composition that I'm not sure that they've seen or seen much of. But I think as long as they can keep the Nasus from getting strong, I think as long as they watch out for the CC and approach team fights well, I definitely feel like they've got more of the damage and sustainability than the other composition.
Exactly. And one of the big things with League is not only knowing what your champion does, but what the champion who is laning
Yeah.
against you can do. So just being aware of the strengths and weaknesses can be super helpful. So keeping an eye on it. It does look like Eyes is going to get some poke in here.
Yeah.
I actually began to wonder if he was going to take him all the way down.
One of the things that we've talked about before, and it'll be interesting to watch how this goes, is how Kellan and this Nasus balance each other. We didn't look at levels, by the way, so that would have been actually very handy. But look at how they balance it. So when Nasus goes to cripple, she can use her move where she siphons speed and get a little bit of movement speed back. It won't be much, but that can definitely help her. Definitely. Manipulating the wave well, I wouldn't give up on that. Definitely want to bully Nasus as much as possible just so that he can't get those siphoning strikes off very
Exactly.
easy.
I would say, and so the more that she stays on top of him and doesn't allow him, oh, he did just get equal to her in level there. But the more she stays on top of him and just kind of keeps an eye on him, and I would say I think she's doing a good job playing up against him.
Actually, good move there by Samira. Definitely going to get the kill onto Gragas if she had not done that. So smart play there, actually, by the AD carry protecting the support. Yeah,
Oh, sorry about that.
definitely seeing a CS lead start to develop in mid lane. I definitely think this is a match that definitely looks like Eyes is going to win. Kellan, a little bit, just a small level lead on this Nasus, which is nice to see.
I think I need to grab my glasses. I'm having
yeah.
trouble seeing here. But yeah, I would say having that level lead can be huge because that means you're going to get your ult first.
Yeah.
And when you can ult, it just gives you a lot more freedom. Oh, there we go, taking out all those minions, and then he has to get back under tower. That just keeps him from getting, another level that much longer.
And I will say, under tower, Nasus can use that siphoning strike as much as he wants to, but he does miss out on. There's some of that CC there from Mumu. Yeah, I think Lego Master just punting people away. Fake Red Wolf is here to make sure that they can't go in a little bit further. So, yeah, Plato may try to turn this around. Yeah. Okay, dive onto Soul. Lego Master in there to help out. There's the kill onto Mumu. And Gragas and Samira are just going to nope out of there. But yeah, talk about Kellan pushing that wave under tower. Again, is it Drupo is safe there, but he does lose minions to tower shots, makes it just that much harder for him to farm. He did get level 6 first, so definitely have to watch out for that. Nasus's ultimate makes him regenerate health and deal more damage. Don't think Shinzao dies there. now Kellan has ultimate as well. So yes, very very even so far. Yeah, Plato does have first blood.
It's hilarious. If you look here at the map, it's almost exactly even.
Yeah.
Literally, even like the junglers are almost in the same place on each
Oh,
side. Oh,
does take the shower shot, tower shot. Amumu is there. Fake Red Wolf actually sees Amumu. He rotates around just to make sure. So
uh,
good move there.
and at this point, Lego Master is pretty tanky. So, and they both have that level on the blue team.
Greg is very bold, by the way. Bought Dark Seal, so we'll see how this works out. So Dark Seal is an item that you buy when you are positive that you are going to win lane. So he has gone low a couple of times, but actually managed to play. Gregus does regenerate health very quickly, so
Yeah, at this point, oh,
no, no, you're good.
okay. I was saying, sorry, I thought I had the wrong thing. I keep coughing, so I keep muting it, and then I keep forgetting. I was going to say, it looks like they're going to catch him a little bit too far off there. Okay, I would say he's got some backup now. It doesn't look like they wanted to go all in on that. But Plato basically is just watching for any time that the blue team makes a mistake. And what you got to do at this point is just punish that, punish it as much as you possibly can in order to keep them from doing, pushing too far or um sorry. I
Sorry, I was just,
was saying Jeff and I are totally distracted here for a
uh,
second.
I'm not sure I read that right, but that I think that said that he had four. He just got one there, so I just want to check. Yeah, I don't think that's accurate. That's how many skill points he it does. It's not actually showing me how. Oh, no, there it is. It's 129 stacks on a siphoning strike, so that's actually pretty good at this level. So, Kel and definitely doing a good job staying safe in lane, but definitely have to watch out for that Nasus as the game goes on. Is definitely leveling up that siphon strike. It's going to start dealing a lot of damage.
Exactly. And so once again, that's knowing that opponent that you're playing against and knowing what you can and can't take from them. So she's doing a really good job staying out of that.
Yeah, and I think that Kellan is tanky enough that it's actually not a super huge deal for her, especially at this point. But when you get to the team fight stage, definitely have to be careful that now Nasus is definitely trying to go in there. Eyes making some good trades there. Yeah, I mean Nasus didn't pop ult, but didn't deal quite as much damage as I would have expected. Again, just talk about how tanky Malphite is. Yeah, Kellan probably doesn't want to fight there in that center. He definitely to the point where he feels like he can trade a little bit more. Yeah, that positioning there is a little interesting. Okay, she's actually trying to wrap him around into eyes, and I think they're going to get the kill there. Yep.
There they go. And that's one of the things that you want to do. You want to just draw them in until, you've got backup that you need. All right.
By the way, this is why they're the players and I am not. Is because I'm like, wow, where is she going? And she's going exactly where she's supposed to. She baited that Nasus perfectly, and looks like they're actually going to go up and push that top wave. Oh, man, again, make it just so much harder for this Nasus. Push that top wave, drop that Herald is what it looks like they're going to do. Wow. Okay, so Lego Master probably cannot fight here. Shin Zhao does pick up the dragon, but managed to get the kill. When your support is killing the jungler, by the way, that's not a good thing. Not a good thing for the jungler. Definitely got lower on that dragon fight than he probably wanted to, and didn't have help coming quite as fast. So I don't think they did. They actually didn't drop that Rift Herald up top. So we'll have to see where they put that.
I might be lecturing Wolf here for a second. So, and now I have nothing to say.
She just told me I needed to give her time to talk, and so I'm like, I'm going to be
Every
quiet.
time I keep trying to talk, but it's like the one time I don't want to talk because I have nothing to say at this point. Honestly, right now we're still in a pretty basic laning phase. There's not been, right now not too much exciting is going on. Although we are getting to the point where we're going to start seeing some of those team fights and some of those fights over the objectives coming. That was actually a pretty basic drag there, and I would say, but pretty soon we're going to start getting everybody all in there. going in together and things like that to take those.
Yeah, I feel like this game is definitely not as scrappy as last game, but some of that seems to me that blue side just doesn't want to fight nearly as much. Like I feel like Plato's getting good trades here on this bot lane. They're just playing a lot safer. Now, I mean, they do have a little bit of a CS lead. Now, again, when you start counting the gold that Lego Master has put over because of the Relic Shield, probably not, but still very, very close in this bot lane. They do have a CS lead in top, but I feel like, I mean, Amumu's 0-2. He did get, Eyes in a little bit of a bad position here.
I think he flashed out of
oh,
there.
yeah. See, this is what I'm talking about. That Amumu has uh,
Oh my goodness, he's getting out. That's just crazy. Oh, only because we got him coming down. Okay, fake red
nope.
wolf.
I was say they're gonna pick up that kill for sure.
One of the things that I wanted to point out about Kellyanne, oh, I would say that she's doing a very good job of. One of the things that you need to make sure that you're doing is getting that last hit on the minions. And she has definitely improved a whole lot this year in trying to make sure that she's getting those last hits in. And it really does make a difference in your laning.
Yeah, so you only get the gold for the minions if you get the last hit. So you'll see that gold pop up a little bit. Yeah. So one of the things about Nasus here, and he does have that level advantage, is he can farm those turret plates with Siphoning Strike. So
Yeah, most of the time you cannot use
abilities on a lane.
yeah,
But
on a turret.
Yeah, or sorry, yeah, on a turret. Yeah, Siphoning Strike is actually what's considered an empowered auto, so it's just a basic auto attack that just deals way more damage than a basic auto attack. Yeah, Gregus going all the way in here. Oh, good punt on a soul.
1 for 1.
Yeah, I think Lego Master has to be careful here. That was, yeah, Mumu as well. I think Mumu has ult, so I do not think Lego Master actually gets out here.
Nope.
Yeah, see, this is where blue side playing things very, very safe and conservatively. Like even though they weren't doing super great in a lot of these lanes, they're starting to see them turn it around. Definitely catch back up. The gold lead just minuscule at this point.
Exactly. Plato has those kills still, but the blue team just came up quite a bit there. All right, so now that we're getting close to the turret plating falling, things are probably going to start moving a little bit faster here. Eyes is trying to stay back under, close to his turret there. He doesn't want to get too far up. Oh, give him just that little extra bit of protection. Ooh.
Yeah, close fight. Shin Zhao actually playing a lot better than I thought he was earlier game. Definitely starting to do a little bit more now that he's got some items and some more skill points. Looks like they're just scouting out, getting set up for Dragon in 30 seconds.
And I was going to say clearing out those wards, which cuts out the blue team's vision, which really helps the blue team not know what Plato is planning on doing here. So clearing out those wards is super important at this point.
Yeah, Nasus at 288 stacks, so he's definitely going to start dealing a lot of damage. I mean, that doesn't scale perfectly, so the more he gets, the less impactful they are. But yeah, here comes a Mumu.
So Kellyanne needs to get that vision up.
She does use her ult to get out of there. A Mumu Q just misses. Well, Mumu's in the top lane, though. They do give up the dragon, so.
Oceans bring life. Here we go. That's hugely helpful for Plato there.
Yeah, also, I know we've talked about just those small buffs that dragons give, but in addition to those small buffs, it actually changes the look of the jungle. So one thing that Warwick probably gets a little bit more advantage from those things necessarily than a Mumu will.
Yeah, right now, once again, we're still focusing on minions and getting those levels, getting that CS up. But pretty soon, Plato's probably going to be setting up for drag here.
Yeah, I mean, we still don't have a tower that's fallen. As a matter of fact, towers really haven't taken a ton of damage at all. Both teams playing, last game was super scrappy. we were talking about, that I think it was like 30 plus kills on each side at 30 minutes. This game probably, unless it devolves all of a sudden, probably will not go that route. So still definitely too close to tell. Blue side, has again it's so minuscule, but blue side's definitely evened up the gold. Actually, looks like I is going to take this first tower here. A lot of bonus gold that comes with that. So
I was gonna say it's still pretty darn close, and it does look like. Oh,
Sorry about that. Yeah, it's still pretty close. It does look like blue team is setting up some of these wards here.
yeah, again baiting that Nasus into the other team. I think he's got his ultimate. I don't know that he's. Yeah, I don't think they're going to get him here. So
But it at least distracts him for a little while and keeps Kellyanne able to be active.
yeah, they did. Eyes did pull off Rift Herald there. So Amumu is starting to come up here. So see if Plato notices that. There's definitely some posturing going on. Yeah, it looks like both teams kind of just backing off. Not sure if they didn't know they were there, and so that's why they backed off, or if they knew they were both there, and that's why they backed off. But
A lot of times it can go either way. A lot of it just depends on the vision that they have going on here. And just, their knowledge and being aware of what the other team is doing.
I do think that this Nasus dealing these damage with these siphoning strikes, I think Kellan has gotten a little passive and not allowing him to free farm just a little bit more. He's up to almost 400. That's a lot at this point in a game. So,
Yeah, 17, almost 18 minutes in.
As long as Plato is playing these team fights front to back, I think they're okay. The issue is, if Nasus gets onto the Yone or especially onto Soul, wow, they're in big trouble.
Yeah, I wasn't
Okay,
sure why the camera wasn't switching up here, but
Yeah.
it looked like blue team was trying to come in there, but I think it was too little, too late for them.
Amumu very tanky. I don't. Fake Red Wolf really needs to back out. I think they're going to turn that actually on.
Oh, yep. Very well done.
Amumu E gives him large amounts of armor and I think eyes. Oh man.
Oh,
Yeah. So
making me nervous here.
he's low and they've got that wave. They had the wave pushed in, so I think they were trying to do something off of that. But Amumu just really tanky. That E gives him large amounts of armor and magic resist. So especially at this point in the game, he's become very, very tanky. And then if you don't respect his crowd control abilities, his ability to stun you, then he can lock you up under tower while you take those tower shots.
And those tower shots are definitely things that you want to avoid here.
Plato is playing it very safe, especially as they're waiting for this dragon that's spawning in just about a minute. So looks like Yone is resetting for that. Shinzao is pushing this mid turret, so it hadn't taken much damage at that point. So
It does look like there's a pretty big fight going on up here in the north or the top lane, just to see who's going to make the first mistake, I think.
yeah. So by the way, what Kellan could be doing, using that Q whenever he goes in there, if you just throw him off just enough that he mistimes that siphoning strike, prevents him from getting it. Right about now, he can pretty much one-shot caster minions, so it does become really difficult at this point. But, again, just make sure that you're bullying this Nasus as much as you can, as safely as you can, but making sure that he can't free farm is the name of the game.
Blue team is setting up here on the dragon. And so it does look like red team. Oh, here we go. We've got our first actual real team
Yeah,
fight.
here's that CC coming through from that Amumu again. Man, big stuns. Lego Master taking a lot of damage. That's not that big of a deal, though. So, but I feel like Plato just really doesn't have enough damage at this point.
Yep.
So,
Especially with Kellyanne going down there. They lost a lot of the tank thing. Now, if they had focused on the Babu AC there, I think they probably could have evened it up a little bit, but at this point, they're going to take the dragon before Plato has a chance to even want to get back.
yeah, like I said, I mean, Plato really has to be careful about that. Honestly, especially with their mobility and everything like that, not being grouped up is actually the name of the game. So, honestly, if fake Red Wolf or Kellan can go in and take all that CC, Then go in with the more squishy guys like the Yone and the Soul. Those fights will go a little bit better.
Yeah, I would say Fake Red Wolf did go in, but I think that he might have gone in just a little bit too early there. The rest of the team was not quite set
Yeah.
up. But once again, that's going to come with time and him getting a little more familiar with the position that he's playing.
Yeah, and then the other thing is, I mean, they really have to make sure that they're focusing the Samira and the Nasus, because those are definitely the damage dealers. I mean, unfortunately, Nasus at this point definitely has the stacks that he needs to deal massive amounts of damage. He is tanky that he's definitely not going to go down right away. CC is the name of the game for him. If you just slow Nasus so that he can't hit you with that siphoning strike, poke him down with a Vayne especially.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but they switched it up so that Eyes was up in top lane, just to give that a little bit of a change up here. And Kellyanne is coming down and pushing the bot lane.
Yeah, Babu AC has nowhere to go here, unfortunately. He escaped right into the Kellyanne, so yeah.
Which is exactly how Plato should be playing that, so that's a good thing.
And I do want to point out at 0-2 and 5, he still has Dark Seal, so not doing a ton for him, I don't think. I think maybe one stack at that point. But yeah, Dark Seal is an item where the more kills and assists you get, the more powerful it gets. But then when you die, it gets weaker. So he may be playing the long game.
There you go.
One of the rules that we actually have, we were talking about this the other day, one of our newer players was setting up item pages. And our rule at Plato is if you don't understand how Dark Seal works, you don't get to build Dark Seal. So
Exactly.
yeah. What we're seeing there again with the Yone is, using those pop-ups when Nasus goes to farm, just making it that much harder for him.
And that's what you have to do. You just have to bully him as he's trying to get all of that done. Just make it harder and harder for him until he gets frustrated.
Oh. Yeah, man, again, a lot of that CC there.
That mid lane there is pretty hotly contested. It looks like Kellyanne has switched down here to the bot lane. She is a little bit, I think, a better matchup against the Babu AC.
Babu AC is down here in the bot lane all by himself. So, I mean, your support, you really kind of don't want that. You don't want to be in the solo XP. And then as well, he's getting that farm that is not as beneficial for him as it would be on another character. I do think, we talked about this early game. I think Plato, again, really is struggling with identifying this composition and what it's trying to do.
Yeah, which is something that, as you said, we talked about at the beginning. When you don't know the champions, it's hard to know exactly what they're going to do, and it's hard to set up play against that. So I think one of the things that they really have to watch out for is this Anunu here, because he's really been a big difference maker in a lot of plays. And so between him and the is it the Nasus?
Nasus, yeah.
I would say those are the two things that I think Plato is still figuring out how to deal with. On the plus side, Eyes, there we go. They're going to take him down.
This will definitely be a kill on the Nasus for sure. And
that's what you got to do. Sometimes you just got to put him down.
Yeah, he's 1-3-1, but again, those siphoning strike stacks really make a difference. Now, Dragon is spawning in a minute. Plato has given up vision on that, so it doesn't look like they're going to push this top tower and knock it down as well. So evening up the towers there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Plato taking Baron. Don't think they have any vision on this. So
yeah, I don't think the blue team does at all. I don't think they have any clue that that's what they're doing. Especially because they're all looks like they're setting up down there for.
I think this is interesting. I think this is an idea of trading drag for Baron. So definitely allow red team to set up on this. Now here's the issue. I mean, blue team to set up. You kind of have to win this fight now if you're going to contest this. Otherwise, you're losing that Baron buff. I think they're going to walk right. Yeah. Oh. Okay, Lego Master is the one who checks. Does have all of that tankiness and all of that CC. But yeah, diving on the back lane, Fake Red Wolf low already. I think, Soul went down as well, so much of that damage. I's going to go back in. I don't know that he lives.
Master and Kalan is down. Looks like
Yeah.
all of them. There we
So,
go.
yeah, this is the problem with that play is, again, you grab that Baron, but then when you die, you lose that buff. So now they've given up third dragon and no longer have the Baron buff. So,
It might have been a better idea at that point for Plato just let him have the dragon and go down and push lane while you
yeah.
can.
Yep.
Um, but live and learn, I would say.
And the one thing I will say is, smart play by blue side to recognize that, I mean, you're set up, you have vision. They're coming down to contest you, but they have to walk into you. And so if you make it as hard as possible, unfortunately, Lego Master and Fake Red Wolf going in first, but the rest of the team behind them. So Amumu just ignores them, dives on that back line, gets all of that CC in there, and then without Soul, there's just not enough damage to win that team fight.
Yep, exactly. Oh, I think I was like, oh, I'm not
Yeah.
sure that Lego Master's trying to fight with him quite there. It does look like everybody's trying to reset wards and clear out the jungle and things like that. Whew.
So,
This game has been a much slower pace than the last game.
yeah.
There have not been as many team fights and things like that, and part of that may be just the blue team playing a lot slower pace of a game, but also Plato not being aware of the comp the other team is playing. Makes you play a lot more safe, makes you, I would say, just have to work out how the other team is going to be playing, and it takes a lot more work that way. Tends to move a little slower.
Yeah. Blues team really hasn't pushed a lot of early objectives outside of those dragons, but they've used this really slow play to get Nasus really, really scaled up. Samira is strong at this point. She's got 190 farm. Nasus has 200 farm. So, this is definitely a tough matchup. Even I will say, even though the gold lead is not sizable, Plato is still at a big disadvantage just because of those Nasus stacks, just because of how much farm Samira has. She's definitely getting quite a few items on her, and she's gonna be dealing a lot of damage.
Exactly. And as I said, I would say it does look like Plato is starting to learn what some of the blue team champions are doing, but I would say it may not be quite enough unless Plato can, just hold off and see if they scale more.
Does look at again right now, like we talked about last game. There's not a whole lot of objectives at this point, so it's just kind of slow pushing these lanes, waiting for something to pop up. Fake Red Wolf is deep in the jungle. Does look like maybe I think he's just farming jungle. Eyes going in here. He's not afraid of these two, so. But I think they are, so they're going to go ahead and back off. They know he's strong right now for Plato.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I mean we're seeing that Nasus pushed up those minions, but he only pushed them up halfway, not going very far at all. He's just playing very, very safe. And especially with how strong he is at 3-3-3 with all those stacks, he's got to be at 500 stacks by now, I think. Yeah, 687 stacks. In a game that's 30 minutes, man, that's real tough.
Yeah, that is quite a bit there.
I do think, they do shut down Shen Zhao. Kel-An is, man, yeah. So, again, all that CC. Amumu just holds you still while Nasus hits you over and over again with Siphoning Strike. Even as tanky as Kel-An is, she goes down to that much damage.
And it would really help out Plato if they could take him down, just because of the bounties that are on them. Not only to push them over with that gold, but also just it can be a little bit demoralizing to see those gold bounties on the other team. And just knowing that you haven't been able to take them down for a while.
They did get one on Shen Zhao. I think a lot of gold again going over to Eyes. Eyes is able to really poke very, very safely into this Nasus. So I think he just has to keep doing what he's doing, which is matching him. The issue there is that Plato not been fighting as well around the Samira and Amumu. So I mean, I think if they can win these fights with the Nasus and the Yone one-on-one, they can win those 4v4s. I think that sets up Plato in a much better position. I think they can with better positioning. They are set up on drag here, definitely clearing out these wards.
And that's what you want to do is get set up first. If you're the first to get set up on those, it's a lot harder to walk in on. If you are there and ready for it, than if the other team is. Oh, they are.
He is going with sweeper, so they're going to find him. Everybody is here. I thought this was going to be a 4-on-4,
Yeah,
but
I was trying to figure out what Plato was doing there.
yeah. I think this is a really tough because I mean again you really struggle if you walk into this composition, so they have to approach this very smart. Maybe bait them into using some of these big cooldowns, and then try and force a team fight. Yeah, Amumu. Okay, so there's the big Amumu ult, but wow, Soul just positioned a little too closely on the front. Again, man, without that damage from Soul, it is impossible to win these fights. This is Dragon Soul. I do think that is probably going to snowball into the game. So hard for Plato to come back in there.
Yeah, it's so frustrating when you get set up in that situation and things like that. So I think Plato has done well up to this point. It's just a composition that they are not familiar with and champions that they are not familiar with.
And I will say, again, we talked about it before this match. I think this is a better team than we faced in the first round. Yeah, I mean they lost their first map, but they've certainly been much more methodical. Maybe they haven't made as many huge plays as the other team we faced earlier did, but they've also not made mistakes. So when you play this conservative, methodical style, and you don't make any mistakes, it leaves the other room no opportunity to make mistakes also. And unfortunately, we have made some. So
Yep, I would say some of the games just happen that way. But I really think that Plato is going to be using this as a learning experience, against this particular composition.
yeah, I definitely. So just to be honest, like we've played some games in our invitationals that there wasn't really a lot to. I mean, we got just beat badly, and there wasn't really a whole lot to take away from those fights. And you go back afterwards, and what is there to talk about? There's really not a whole lot to talk about, just because there wasn't much of a chance. Plato definitely had opportunities in this. I am not sure what Soul is doing here. I think he knows that the game is over and just wants to get a kill. That's definitely going to get talked about afterwards for sure. Yeah, so that is game going over to blue side. So we are currently at 0-2. So we are playing for 7th or 8th position at this point. So we will have to see. Next match, definitely a must-win just for the pride aspect of that. So again, you see our players. Again, no time to shake that off. We're going right into scouting and everything. So I will say, we talk about kind of how these matchups work. I really feel like our opponent this time will probably be a lot easier than we faced both games. So definitely winnable. Both of these games have been winnable games. So when we break things down, maybe not later on tonight, but next time we meet, when we break this down, I think there will definitely be a lot of stuff to talk about, things that we can do better, and just some small things that we can clean up. So. But we talked about definitely a composition that now Plato is aware of, and now they can do better next time. They know how that team comp works, and I think there was just some things that could have been done early game to have combat that scaling ability that we didn't take advantage of. So, okay, you're back, maybe.
I am very slowly.
I'm on the
Here we
wrong.
go.
I'm like, hey, you can all see the stat screen, but you can't. No, you can't.
There we go. Yeah, no, I was just talking with the team to kind of see how they were doing and emotionally and stuff like that. And I spoke to Eyes, and he was saying, yeah, he said, honestly, he said, we got beaten draft there. He said they had, when they have so many tanks and we built all AD, there wasn't a whole lot that we were able to do at that point. But I mean, there's obviously things that you can work on and things that you can do and things that you can do better in the future. And so we're going to go over the video with them, at another time. But they understand. They understood. They aren't too frustrated, and they're ready to just move on and work on the
Yeah.
next game, which I think is exactly what we want them to learn at this point from the game. We'll have time to go over the details later, but right now they just need to know that, yep, you just, chalk it up, move on to the next one.
And part of the reason why Eyes is our primary shot caller is, man, he is super even keel. I mean, he actually, I mean, you'll hear him. He gets super excited during the games, but he never gets really down. And when the rest of the squad is down, he definitely course corrects. So I think especially as we, wow, already in champ select. So scouting phase is over again.
Yeah, it's moving fast, guys. Whew.
Uh, I don't know how he is at home, but that's how he is here. So yeah, I mean, he does a great job of making sure that that nobody gets too far down, that everybody knows what the objective is now that we're forgetting about that last game.
He really helps to keep them focused on what they need to be focused on at that point in time. And it is a big reason why he is the shot caller for this. Just because he's not afraid to show emotion, but he's also really good at keeping everybody from getting tilted and then, it's spiraling from there.
Yeah, Lego Master is like our in-depth studier. I mean, he probably knows the ins and outs of how the game works, just because he spends so much time studying. But he does have a tendency to get a little bit tilted, and that's something that we've talked about. But yeah, eyes.
We have Soul, who is incredibly passionate in every way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
I'll say
the,
everything is an extreme, which is fantastic, and he can really get us pumped up. And when he's frustrated, you know it, and things like that. So, and we have Kellyanne, who she's pretty good actually at being very even keel. I'm not sure I have ever seen her get upset, actually. So it's quite funny to see the whole team dynamic that they have. Everybody has a very different personality on the team.
she actually has one job that is like
Yes.
specifically her job, and she does a great job of that. We do sometimes struggle when we win handily early game, is we get overconfident. And so when we're winning heavy early game, her job is to make sure that we don't lose sight of the fact that the game is still in front of us, and so she keeps everything, like, hey, gotta keep focused, keep grinding, keep working hard. Let's not lose focus. And she's very good at that. So
Yes, she is. And just keeping them moving and keeping them focused. And you're right, that is exactly her job. Sometimes the other ones can, as Jeff said, or as Wolf said, get a little bit in their
cocky.
own heads.
Yeah.
I would say both in a good way and a bad way. And so she helps to keep them, a little bit down to earth and moving forward to what they should be moving on to. I am excited to see what comp we come up with this time, just because we've seen two very different comps up to this point. Oh my goodness, I keep drinking my soda and having a hard time talking.
Yeah. Um, Going back to the reason why why we swap fake Red Wolf and Soul, is while fake Red Wolf doesn't have a deep jungle pool, jungle is something that we've learned to play around a little bit, and fake Red Wolf especially has learned how to play well with those champions that he does have, and he's fit them really well in, into the squad. And so Soul has a really deep champ pool that combined with Eyes deep champ pool really gives us a lot of versatility in champ select.
Yes, it very much does. It also gives us a little bit of chance to switch up some comps that we do, just because Fake Red Wolf is more comfortable doing certain comps, whereas Soul, maybe had some preferences for some different ways. So it's actually been really nice knowing that if we need to, we can switch them back. But having a little bit of versatility there is also a good thing for them as a player.
Yeah, and just so everybody knows, when they go to champ select, from champ select end of game, I am going to step away for just a second. I know that I can tell actually draft is not going well behind us, so I may pep talk them just a little
I'm
bit. So
actually going to kick him off for now and have him go over and talk to them a little bit, so that they don't get too frustrated. Um, and so I'll just chat for a little bit until they get going into the game. But yeah, so as I said, we've actually had two very different compositions up to this point. So looking forward to seeing what Plato does this time. I know there was a little bit of frustration as to who was playing what. So I think this might end up being an exciting game for Plato just because it will be, I think, a composition that we are not used to, but I think that it is a composition that, they can definitely handle. Uh, so as coaches, sometimes our job is more on just keeping their confidence up and helping them to be aware that they can do this more so than just telling them what to do because a lot of these players know more about the game than we do honestly. um, and so they've got this, and they're working on picking out which champions here. We are almost done. There we go. Orange slices for all. Sometimes that is what our job as a coach is. They know what they've done well. They know what they haven't done well. And so sometimes we just have to keep them moving on to the next objective here. All right, we've got Wolf back with us. I think you gave him a little pep talk. Did you give them our normal coaching advice?
I honestly,
Do good, win game.
yeah, I honestly just told them, with the way we've played the last two games. I mean, I strongly suspect we're going to have an easier opponent. The way we played the last two games, we can definitely win this, especially the way if we play the way we have been. So, I just told them don't get down, don't let things. There was a little bit of a miscommunication during draft. And so a wrong champion got locked in. But I told him, I said, we can still win this, even not on our best setup. I cannot spectate the. Oh, I know why.
Oh, good. Whew.
Yep. I was like, I can't spectate. So, uh,
I was like, oh no.
yeah. So we do have Kel Ann on Malphite again. They did lock in Warwick right away, which took that away from Red Wolf. So he is on Master Yi. I'm gonna. This is definitely not a champion he is as comfortable as compared to the Warwick. We've got Eyes on Silas, Soul on Sivir, and Lego Master and Seraphine. And one of the things that was really interesting is, again, there was some miscommunication during draft, and things didn't quite work out the way they wanted. But they realized they can last pick that Seraphine and then free scale. So, yeah, we'll have to see how this
Yeah,
goes.
I would say they are really good with that Seraphine. Um, she is a very flexible champion right now, and so she can be used in a lot of different ways. And Plato has really tried working with pretty much all of those ways that you can use her.
Yeah, so we've this is something that we've seen actually in our invitationals, a little bit different setup with the Yi and Sivir. But Silas being able to steal the ultimates from the other team, including the Cho'Gath ultimate, which is really strong, and then that powerful CC abilities of Seraphine, comboing those things together can make team fights very, very strong. Um, Looking at the other side, they've got the Yuumi at support. I'm actually going to stop. I'm going to go in order. So we've got a Cho'Gath top. Cho'Gath not quite as strong scaling as Nasus is, he is a scaling champion with his ultimate ability. Again, similar type thing. The more you use it and gain eliminations, the stronger Cho'Gath gets. It just makes him tankier. It'll be a Warwick and mid, while Fake Red Wolf is on the Yi. He does know how to counter Warwick because he's played a lot of Warwick. So even though he's not on that champ, it's not as bad considering that actually went to the other side. That'll be a Malzahar mid, and I definitely know that Eyes knows how to play into a Malzahar. It's definitely not a fun matchup by any means, but Silas is a good champ for that. And then we have the Jin bot and Yuumi support. So.
And from the looks of it, that Yuumi really likes Yuumi
Yes.
because their name is Yuumi Boomy Chumi.
Yeah.
So my guess is that is a favorite character.
If I'm not sure if we've had a Yuumi game yet, so just so everybody knows, Yuumi attaches to other champions. So most of the game she'll probably be attached to Jin. Later on, she'll move around for sure. But it may often look like there are 4 people for blue side, but they're not. Yumi's just attached to someone else. So don't get thrown off by that. I am going to remember to look at levels this time. I do think that this matchup is a little bit difficult for Plato in the bot lane early. So all right, we'll see levels. Okay, so they've got they actually got a lot of masteries over there. So not a ton of levels, but a lot of mastery. So see how this goes. Um, yeah, I don't think. I'm sure we'll have some mastery on Silas. No, I would say not even Siver. Uh, again, that mastery on the Seraphine is thrown off a little bit by how many custom games Lego Master has on that champion.
Exactly. And that was one of the things when we were playing invitationals. Um, Lego Master actually didn't play a lot of Seraphine simply because we didn't want people to know that that was a preferred champion for him. Um, for the other teams, as they would scout us, we tried to make sure that he was playing only custom games and things like that, where they wouldn't know actually how good he was with that champion. And so you always have to take that a little bit into um, I would say, sorry, yeah, I was very distracted by the giant pizza. Um, it was just hilarious. But you
That
have to take that into account when when you're looking at these things too.
It's definitely one of the more fun skins in the game, and that's the pizza delivery Sivir skin. So Sivir normally has like a giant chakram that she throws. A chakram is a round boomerang, and in the pizza delivery skin, it's replaced with a giant pizza.
Which is quite hilarious. Some of the skins are, I would say, don't change a whole lot of things, but yeah, that one definitely does, and I was totally distracted by it.
Um, just looking at
Yeah.
fake Red
Uh,
Wolf. Looks like he didn't start healing potions, so
hmm.
not. We'll have to. We may have to talk about that later.
Oh.
No.
Well, and for those of you who don't know, Fake Red Wolf is actually not playing here in person with
Oh,
the rest of the team.
yes.
And so he doesn't get to hear a lot of the coaching. And actually, he has a pretty hard job because, it's really hard to build each other up and things like that.
Yeah.
You don't get that camaraderie build up and things like that. So it is definitely one of those things that I would say we try to make sure that we are communicating very clearly to him. Um, Usually after the game and other times and things like that, just to make sure that he knows that he's an important part of the team and things like that. But it does make it hard for us. We can't just turn around and tell him that, and so
Uh,
it makes it hard for him too.
Yeah, definitely a lot of bullying going on already in this bot lane. Both Lego Master and Sivir have a lot of long range poke. Now, Yumi has the ability to heal, so not quite as big, although there was a lot that first little exchange. So,
We actually just had pizza for supper, so we have some cold pizza actually over here in a container, and it's probably a good thing after this game.
yeah, the rough life of an esports coach is we miscommunicated on dinner, and so I didn't eat dinner, and now she's like, "Well, you can eat during the games." No, I'm too busy casting. So, a
Yeah,
good.
a lot of times when we do invitationals, we've got time in between the matches, but man, during these clashes, it is just one after another. You do not have time.
So, do want to point out something skin wise, but also point out that Kellan did get levels and level 3. But she's managed to get both levels before this. Cho'Gath has doing a really good job. I am still a slow eater, yes. But talking about these skins, is that Malzahar has the bee skin, which I've never seen it in game before, but it changes his voidlings into little bee creatures. And I'll be honest, those are actually kind of cute. So
Yeah, but that is adorable. I really like some of the skins and things that they have for them. They could just make the game a little more fun to watch.
yeah.
It's probably a good thing too when you're have been having a frustrating night.
Oh,
Oh wow!
yeah.
Thought we were gonna take first blood there. Whew.
Yi did manage to get top scuttle, so it looks like he's traversing down to bot, and I think he's going to get there before Warwick. So he may double scuttle this Warwick, which would be awesome. Meanwhile, Kellan really, really chunks out this Cho'Gath. Yeah, he has to back there. He cannot stay in lane. And Cho'Gath has, Kellan has the wave pushed in. So, man, this is going to be some early turret farming, which is really, really good. Just we talk about those turret plates. Cho'Gath gonna teleport back really quick, so probably not as much as she would like. Those early turret plates are actually more armor, and then it slowly decreases as the game goes on a bit.
Yes, he did miss it. I would say he
Yeah,
actually had the opportunity to
yeah,
have some and was busy himself and didn't take it. So I only
it,
feel a little bit bad for him.
yeah.
And there's a good chance that we're going to steal a couple pieces and zap it in the microwave when we get home for him.
It was. I should make it clear. It was there. I was just confused on when we were eating, and so I waited too late. Then there still was, but then it was time for us to head out. So,
Oh my goodness, you guys in the chat are
oh,
cracking me up. Okay,
yeah.
I was. Oh, look at those bees attacking him. That's.
And that is one of those things that you have to watch out. Those, especially early game, those bees do a lot of damage, especially when they're on you like that and you don't get a chance to clear them. So,
Exactly. And so I'm looking at the CS here. Oh my goodness, the CS is very close until you get down there to the bottom.
yeah, like I said, that bot lane really getting bullied. So I think that's going to be rough most of the game. Also, this CS is really close in top lane, but I really feel like these trades are definitely going in Kellan's favor. I mean, health a little bit there, but especially early game, definitely in the Malphite's favor with how tanky Malphite is just naturally.
Exactly, that does help. Oh my goodness, the chat is being hilarious over
Yeah.
here. Um,
It's funny. It's funny all the jokes because the students were all together earlier, actually playing D&D. So all of these jokes fit in perfectly.
it does actually. Oh, they've been having a good time with it though.
Oh wow.
Oh
Okay. So
wow,
uh,
that is a way to take him down, and that gets fake Red Wolf that level too. That's helpful.
what you saw there actually was the Malzahar ultimate that had been stolen by Silas,
Yes.
suppressing the Malzahar long enough for that kill to go towards the Master Yi. So good teamwork there.
Yes, and that really gives this bot lane some confidence here. You can see them really getting in and bullying all that they can, taking advantage of that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like CS is close, but I mean, despite how close CS is, I feel like Plato is just really winning every lane at this point. Jungle's pretty close, but Yi has the kill. Again, I feel like Kellan has been winning a lot of these top lane trades. Um,
Yeah, I would say so. It's pretty darn close. I think at this point, yeah, it's just one of those that. Oh, oh, were you allowed that? Sorry.
that- yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Um, oop, I had to check. Uh, I'm still learning to moderate the. I'm used to moderating our chat on the Discord thing and stuff like that. So, what some of the stuff that we let there is different other places. So, um, yeah, he actually has the best uncanny dodge to avoid doing the dishes because he's literally allergic
Yeah.
to them. He's allergic to dish soap, which is quite the bummer for me because I hate doing dishes.
You are starting to see as this Yumi powers up, as the poke comes through from the bot lane, Yumi just heals it. So still a CS lead, but it is starting to not quite be as lopsided over there. So
Yeah, that's very true. However, it does look like, oh, here we go. This mid lane, I would say, oh, Eyes is doing a good job holding them off. Those little bees can do a lot of damage.
wow. So
Kelly, and get him, get
oh,
him.
that's a kill.
Yeah.
Good ultimate. Uh, Honeybee just sticking around a long time there, and there was definitely some damage there from his E, which does max health damage, which does hurt Malphite more than normal attacks, but just wasn't enough compared to how much health and takiness she had, and then couldn't get away because Malphite has too much CC. Oh man, I tell you. So this.
Take him down.
This bot lane, and Yumi also speeds people up. So, man, this bot lane has come so close to kills several times. You can tell they want it really bad, but just not able to get it.
And they will, just as long as they are careful with this and don't push it too far. When they get sloppy, that's when the problems are going to happen.
But
So, oh, Eyes is going in here. I just don't
yeah,
think he can take him down enough.
but it's only 2 kills. But if you look at the gold lead, it's almost a 3,000 gold lead, and most of it is coming from these plates. So as Plato's pushing these waves in, like we saw top earlier and bot now, they're farming these turret plates, and each one of those plates is worth gold. So definitely getting Plato strong, even though they're not getting the eliminations.
Yeah, I would say. And so, honestly, the eliminations are not that important at this point in the game since the blue team isn't getting them either. If the blue team were getting them, I think it would be a little bit more important. But at this point, with the blue team not doing it, I think that they're good to just kind of hold off and wait a little bit.
So I do want to point out, though, that both Master Yi and Warwick are very good early dragon takers. And it is 10 minutes in the game, and not a single dragon has been taken.
That
So
is true.
I'm not sure if this is a part of the plan. Oh, dive here onto Cho'Gath. Again, lot of CC. Cho'Gath did get the pop up there, delaying them just long enough for him to get out. But a lot of damage. He definitely has to completely move away.
Sorry, I'm not being very
Oh,
much up here to Jeff. Oh, oof. And that's a vision thing right
yep.
there. When you don't know that they're there, but they know you are, that can be a problem. So, this is why I'm always yelling at them to place those wards.
Yeah, so I do. It does look like blue team is going to take this Rift Herald. While they are again, Kellan farming plates up top. So she does have to be careful. Warwick and okay, so Malzahar is backing off. Okay, they are pinging that. They are aware. So yeah, actually Cho'Gath backing. But yeah, only Kellan has managed to get 4 plates up here top. We see that she's actually got the Bomby Cinder and Merc Treads already, while Cho'Gath just has a lot of components. Warwick just standing there. Okay. Looks like maybe they're trying to coordinate a dive. But yeah, Kellan letting them know that she's aware, not going to fall for that.
There
Oh,
you go. Oh,
yeah.
take it down. There we go. Poor Jeff is basically casting on his own for a moment here. I've got a
Okay,
cosplay commission that I'm working on, and I'm getting some details here.
so that's another 4 plate turret that. Oh, good.
I would say so. Jeff is just reading there in chat
Yeah.
where it says they said a few minutes ago that patience was their strategy. There we go. Exactly. Uh, that's always helpful.
Kellan actually taking turret shots there, but again, we're starting to see with those items. I know she wants this elimination. She's got that big wave pushed in, but Cho'Gath healing off of those minions. That's part of Cho'Gath's passive is he heals off of minions, and so definitely not diveable there. But it looks like he's low enough that he's going to back, and I think Kellan maybe just takes his tower. Meanwhile, Red Wolf does finally take first drag, so. Malzahar walks into Silas. He does have help there, so I think Silas just trades and walks away.
I think so too. I would say at this point we're still just pretty much in lane. There hasn't been a whole lot of getting things set up and uh, ready for dragon or anything like that. So, ooh,
It,
I can hear them talking about gold in the background here.
this game even less scrappier than last game, but again, I think Plato maybe again learning some of those lessons about just playing slow and methodical and patient, like
Yeah, and if you see, 2 of those towers are super low, so those are going to go down really fast, probably before plating goes down. But this is actually the 3rd game that they've played tonight, and this will be our last one. Um, so that's always, I would say, it's quite a bit right in a row. Especially considering you never know how long the games are going to go. It's usually not good if the games are 20 minutes or less. But the longer games also get a little bit frustrating. So the ideal is around 30, 35
Yeah.
minutes. Is kind of how you want to do.
I do, but I also have kids, so they
Yeah,
have
having kids
they
helps
have
a lot.
disadvantage on the initiative roll for dishes. Oh, Kellyanne has a 2-level lead, and you just see, Honeybee trying to get some poke in there, but Kellyanne just wades right through it and pokes right back.
The I don't even know that person's. I am still number one. Okay. He actually has a 2 level lead on our bot lane. So
Well,
it's really kind of interesting to see how that keeps going back and forth here.
so that's a little bit normal just because bot lane is a share, and
Yeah.
Malik. Oh no, I was looking at the wrong bot. Oh yeah. Um, so because those are solo lanes, bot and support tend to level a little bit slower.
Hmm.
We do love the Seraphine, but one of the things that Seraphine can't do is roam as well, which means Soul doesn't get that solo XP until later on. Kel-Ann did take this second tower, so we've got top and bottom tower, which is why you're seeing Plato roam around a whole lot more.
I was just looking, it says, right, once we were happy with a 20-minute game to last that long, the team has grown. They very definitely have. I actually remember our first game was like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think that we told them that they were going to get chicken nuggets or something if they made it past 20 minutes. It did take us a few games to get there, but it just goes to show how far we've come.
So Seraphine Ultimate does miss there, but it did make the Warwick position, so he had to go away, does allow them to jump on them and get that elimination.
Exactly.
Ooh,
Um,
Soul a little badly positioned. I do think that, yeah,
but he's
Eyes
going to
and
draw
Lego
them in.
Master, close enough that's not a big deal.
Yep. I would say now I am proud of Plato. They have been clearing out a lot of vision. However, I would say they haven't always been setting their own vision. So I think that's something else we're going to be talking about after the match.
Yeah, just so everybody knows, actually, if you look and I don't know if you guys can see my mouse or not, it actually shows
Yeah.
you their vision score. So you can see that Plato does have a higher vision score, which just shows again how good they are doing warding. Also
But
notice,
it also doesn't mean that they're having a great
no,
vision score.
definitely could be better. One of the things that's actually interesting, I just noticed this. Yumi has a ward. She has no sweeper lens. So they actually have no way to clear the yellow wards from Plato.
Mhm. And that can definitely be a big deal. Oh,
Oh,
eyes hopping in there. Ooh. And sometimes clearing out just one champion can make all the difference in a fight.
so I know it looks a little bit like they're kind of NA ramming right now, just fighting O and mid over really not a whole lot. But with both of those side waves turrets already gone, there's really not a whole lot to do. So I think just this slow push here in mid, definitely make sure that they're collecting vision, which does look like they're swapping out every once in a while to go pick up waves. And now we're setting up on Dragon. So
For those of you who are wondering, he just mentioned ARAM, and saying that they're ARAMing. Basically, what that means is that they're in the middle, in the mid lane. One of the game um,
modes.
modes. Thank you. Couldn't think of the word. One of the game modes that League of Legends has is called ARAM. It's all random, all mid. In other words, you don't get to pick your champion, and everybody's in the middle lane. It makes for shorter games. It's also a great way to learn new champions, to figure out champions, whether they're ones that you're playing against or ones that you're playing yourself.
So while she was saying that, I want to point out Plato did a great job kind of setting up on Dragon, and then rather than like try and burst that down when Blue Side came in on them, they actually just turned that fight. I think actually several people stayed back and did Dragon, but managed to get quite a few eliminations just because Blue over positioned. So now they can push out these mid waves a little bit more safely, knowing that there's not as many people on the map.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. And especially because Blue Team is having to take so much time to kind of get reset since we cleared them out quite a bit there. Now we're going to follow Kellyanne wandering through the thing.
I think they're trying to do Rift Herald, and I think she's going up to contest that. So
Oh, it does look like
yeah,
that.
she knows that they're there. She actually there's help coming in. So I think she has ultimate. So yep, there we go.
Goes. Um,
Oh gosh, I
we've
so,
been in blue team's position here before.
yeah. I mean, when you know Malphite is standing there and you should be suspicious. That's definitely a time. Uh, Blue team though does all of the work, and then red team gets to pick up the Rift Herald. So now they can.
But good job to Plato there for
Yeah,
reading that and being ready for that to happen. And so, yeah, they were able to take advantage of that situation when they had it.
yeah. Killian knew she couldn't stop it all by herself, but she knew she had teammates coming in. So
There's a turret.
here, big teleport coming in. I think they're gonna really try to hard push this mid while while people are dead. So Rift Herald is dropped. That's I think it. I don't even know if it goes off on this. Yeah, so it's actually gonna.
Didn't even have time. Yeah,
Oh,
there's a little bit of celebrating going
yeah.
on back behind us. Um,
It,
if you look and see, Plato has players right now that have those gold bounties on them, so that's a good sign for
yep.
Plato. Uh, I would say, and you can kind of see already that Plato has that 10K gold lead.
Yeah.
So right now, Plato does have a very strong lead in the game.
Yeah, I think they might be regretting that fake Red Wolf over position earlier because don't want to jinx it yet, but they would have otherwise been very close to that perfect game. They've got the 4 towers to 0. Yeah, so I mean, this is definitely a stranglehold early on in the game. Again, one of the things talk about learning from these matches. Plato is not over positioning. They are playing a little bit slower than I mean, they could be a little bit more aggressive, but they're just being methodical, making sure they're not making mistakes.
Ooh, okay. I would say good. I couldn't tell what happened
Yeah.
there. Oh, fake Red Wolf went down too. I think. No, I
He,
swear.
no,
I thought it
that's
said he did,
no.
but apparently
Yeah.
not. Well,
He,
good job, fake Red Wolf, for keeping it up there.
I think they're rotating towards Baron.
I think so too, because Baron is up now.
Eyes actually, it's real smart. They don't need Eyes, so Eyes is just going to keep pushing this mid lane. I think Jin will be there, but not a whole lot they can do. So
And that does two things actually. It not only keeps pushing that lane, but it also makes blue team distracted so
yeah,
that they aren't even realizing that the red team is up here on, or that Plato's up here on the Baron.
yeah,
Um,
and it means that these minions are pushed in. So now when the Baron and Power minions come through, they're already there. It's the pizza they ate earlier and the pizza that Sivir is throwing. I think both of those things. It's just a pizza diff.
I would say there you go, pizza def. I was like glad to know that. Now, one of the things that we have made sure to talk about with our students and stuff too, sometimes people use games like this to pad their stats.
Yeah,
And that's just not good sportsmanship. Sometimes teams drag it out longer so that they can take more towers, get more kills, things like that. And so we've had discussions with our team that you need to get in, you need to get your objectives, and you need to finish the game when it's time. So it looks like Plato might be kind of getting set up and ready. They are taking care of some of these outside things, but I have a feeling we're going to be getting a pretty big push pretty soon.
well, so I mean, Blue side did a good job pushing that wave while Plato backed for gold. Oh my gosh,
I love the chat.
that is a great dad joke. But yeah, now they're getting that wave pushed out. They do have priority, so they can go and pick up Dragon. Red Wolf does go down there. A lot of ultimates coming through. The Seraphine ultimate though lands on almost everybody, so that's an ace. Plato not even going to try. Oh, they actually. I wasn't even. Oh, okay. Dragon. I thought Dragon had spawned. Dragon is now spawning. So Plato not even going to try and get Dragon. I think they're just going to try to end off this. They do have a lot of wave clear, so I think it's possible. First person up is actually Cho'Gath in 10 seconds. So
Sorry, we got more cheese going on in the chat here. But you can see how quickly at this point Plato has leveled up, and so they are able to take down these inhibitors and the Nexus in just literal seconds.
yeah.
And the blue team doesn't even have a chance.
I
to do
mean,
that.
I guess you could say that Plato gave them a pizza of their mind. So, and with that, we are done for the evening.
I
So,
think that's probably a good thing. This
Yeah.
chat is getting, as I said, way too cheesy. Oh my gosh. So, well, congrats, Plato, on that win there on that last match. I would say we appreciate all of you guys participating in the chat with us and cheering them on. and just letting them play.
Yeah, so that is a seventh place finish. I know a little bit lower than we wanted, but the one thing I will say take away from this is both of those two early the two matches before us were not runaway games at all. I mean they were
Yeah, they were not bad games on Plato's side at
yeah.
all.
So I mean it very easily could have gone the other way. So again, learning experience. There's a lot to take away from these games. We're gonna come back. I think this is something that players really enjoy. So I think you can come back and expect us to keep doing this. Not maybe not as often as Riot allows, but often. So thanks. Do we want to do an interview?
Yes. Let's see. How about we grab Kellyanne? Come on over. Uh, ooh. I would say we're gonna grab Kellyanne for a player interview. So hop on over here. So she's gonna get set down and she's gonna take over Jeff's headset. Can you hear me and everything?
Yes.
Okay. I don't think he can mute, so
Oh.
I think you're just always on. Well, welcome Kellyanne to our Twitch chat.
Hi.
All right. So I just have a few questions for you, and we're just going to let everybody, we're going to get away from all of the pizza puns that have been going on in the chat. You'll have to go back and check that out later. But first of all, I just want to say, I would say, so what was the difference with that last game, just for your lane and your champion, as compared to the game before that?
Really, I think
It's all
sometimes when I'm not in a like even or a
right.
skill matchup lane, I struggle sometimes. And that last game was definitely a skill matchup, and I know that matchup more than it's a little it's a little it's not easier per se, but
Uh,
it's it's definitely
a little
more
more fun.
yes when you're not dying on repeat like the
Yes.
first game, which wasn't great either because I was not super comfortable on the champ. So
Well, that was one of the things we were talking about here on the stream was that those were some comps that you guys weren't as familiar playing up against, and
yeah,
so that makes it a little bit more difficult. I would say, well, sorry, I'm having trouble talking today.
it's okay. It happens to the best of us.
There we go. I would say in the last game, you guys won pretty heartily. Um, Whenever you guys are beating another team, what are some of the things that you guys try to do? Um, I would say when you're beating them pretty well, because you guys had a pretty significant lead over them. What are some things that you guys do in the game to not be, bad sportsmanship?
I mean, I mostly it's just kind of playing the game. Don't get let your head get too big because otherwise, we've seen it before. It can become a problem.
We
And
may have told them about what your job is.
yes,
Yes.
that is definitely my job, and I take my job very seriously. So,
Yes, you do. And you do a great job with it. Well, I would say just one more question for you. What is your favorite champion that you play right now? I know it changes all the time, but right
um,
now, what is your favorite champion that you've been playing?
I think it's a little different because playing at home and by myself, or a lot of the time it is with them, even though it's not for esports. I'm trying new champions, more bruisery types. Like Gwen is
Hmm.
probably is the favorite, but for uh for tank duty, which is fine, I really enjoy Malphite. He's fun, and I've gotten to where I kind of know like I can do this. Okay, like
So yeah, you definitely have a pretty good hold on how to play Malphite and the things that you need to be doing
yeah.
and things like that. So yeah, it's been really fun to kind of watch you playing those tank
I'm at a
characters.
point where it feels good to play that champion because, like,
Uh,
okay, I know I need to do this. I can do this. Like,
there you go.
so,
And that confidence is a lot of fun. It's a
yeah.
lot of fun to watch because you can tell that it's happening as
Well,
well. So, all right. Well, I will let you get back with the rest of the team, and I'm going to close out our stream.
alrighty. Thanks for having me.
All right. Thanks, Kellyanne. All right. So I am going to let her head on out, and we are going to get things going here. But we really appreciate all of you guys, as I said, hanging out in the chat with us. And I would say we are, oh, sorry, trying to figure out what screen here. I think that one. Woohoo! I would say, all right, guys, I'm figuring this out. Um, I would say usually Jeff is the one over here doing this kind of stuff. So once again, we really appreciate you guys hanging out with us, cheering on the team, and keep watching for updates as we, I would say, play more Clash or other types of things. We will keep on streaming and see you guys later.